You heard? They had what was it? Don't Get Caught.
God!
The game where you're
masturbating, and then you try not to get caught masturbating.
And you're in the car or whatever. Every time the guy looks over, you gotta stop.
That made it to the Nintendo Switch It never was released though.
It was on the PC, obviously.
It wasn't released.
It made
on
it on there.
But it made it on.
It got pulled off.
Why is that a game? It got pulled off. Pun intended.
Yes. Whether it's a beer, a shot, or even a glass of wine, grab your favorite beverage and welcome to the Level 857 Video Game Podcast. Today, we are your hosts, Algie857,
The 23rd Stallion.
Sticks.
Your boy Big Chalk, what up?
and joining us today, the community manager of Chainsawesome Games, Laurent Mercure. What's going on?
What's up, sir?
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yes.
What's going on?
Welcome.
Good. Drinking a beer?
Nice.
A couple of beers.
Actually,
That's
getting
what
another
we
one
want.
right now. Getting another one.
We want the beer drinkers on the show.
Or not.
We
or
invited
whatever
them on to
it is.
talk about drinking beer now.
Yes. Speaking of which, what beer you got there?
Oh, I got a stout beer. It's a Robe Noire. It's a French name. This is what we speak up here. So it's a stout, 7.5 stout.
Yes.
Very good.
Uh-oh. That sounds like trouble.
Tasty.
Tasty trouble.
Tasty trouble.
What do you guys got?
I got me a Heineken.
Just open up Stella.
Where's your beer, Jay? What the hell, man?
I had some water.
Wow.
I had water too.
Wow.
I quenched
You guys
my thirst.
Oh,
You guys
man.
are killing. You guys are killing.
Yeah,
me.
man. What's going on?
Shame on y'all.
I gotta steer the show.
You want me,
Oh,
you want me
dear.
to,
Oh,
you want me
yeah.
to bring alcohol? Watch next week.
Oh,
Y'all
God.
gonna be like,
Yeah, you don't drink and steer.
Oh yeah, and the designated driver.
Well, Big Choco monitors the chat, so if anybody out there who just joined us now has any questions, feel free to hit us up.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will talk to you.
Get that chat
Yes.
crack a
And
lacking.
also, if you're hearing this now, let us know how the sound is, because we never know. when
You
we're
never
live,
know.
so-
Skype likes to make up things and mess up from time to time.
Oh yes.
Yes, because we can assume it sounds good.
Oh yes.
Usually does.
Yeah, usually.
I know
it
I
does.
do.
I don't know about y'all, but
Well,
I do.
when it's edited, yes. But
Sounds good to
continuing
hear.
on, just like every podcast, we always talk about the games we've been playing for the week.
Oh, there they go out there too, though. The
Yeah.
chat is
Oh, there it
live.
is.
What's up? What's
Welcome
up?
to the show, y'all.
What's
What up,
Swab? What
everybody?
up?
Cheers,
What's up,
everybody in
Brad?
the chat. What's
Cheers,
good?
y'all. Let's discuss those games that we've been playing lately. You know
what
what?
have you been playing?
So I'll let you go first, man.
I'm never first, and you know what?
Yeah,
I'm
let
gonna
you go
start first.
Yeah, you
because
now,
I'm
now,
not.
hold on, I got something for you. No, go ahead.
Damn, man, that's messed up. That's messed up. All right, so I'm gonna mention one very briefly. Smash Brothers. I'm gonna mention briefly. I took a little time off, but I got back into it recently, trying to get my characters back up to what they were before. Ever since the Min Min announcement, they made a update to the game to a lot of the characters, a lot of buffs, a lot of nerfs. So you have to get used to the characters that you pick, also their advantages that they've been given, and some of the other characters that you're facing. So it's a little bit of a learning curve because I'll be used to fighting. Let's just say, for example, King K rule a certain way. And then they buffed him a bit, so I can't do certain things I used to because he could just ignore what I'm doing and knock me off the stage.
You gotta learn all over again.
Yes, you gotta learn. You gotta get used to it. But today was a pretty good day. I was on a pretty good winning streak with Marth. So
Ice Cube.
No.
Today was a good day?
You're just derailing.
Wow.
Wow. See, every time Turbo's not here,
Nah, that was a good
you
one.
always try to derail
good-
it.
that
You
was a good
always do.
That was a good one,
Always. I swear he's terrible.
With the dad jokes.
Time
Yeah,
is-
yeah,
time
dad
is better.
jokes.
Time is better.
I'm telling you. them old jokes. But yeah, I've been playing that. Also, 11 and a half hours into Last of Us 2.
Wow.
And dear God, what a game. What a game. It's so intense. And the funny thing is, what did we do? Last time I played, I turned up the subwoofer up one.
Yeah.
A bad idea. I probably won't do that again. Because I felt the rumbling under my chair, and it made me so uncomfortable in every single building I was like trying to find stuff in. And it was, like any kind of horror game that I've played recently, I'm uncomfortable all the time. I'm never comfortable.
It's fun to watch though.
Yeah, it's so awesome though. I like how it always has you on your toes and you're just running around, and they force you to be good in the game. You go from fighting zombies to fighting people with guns and dogs and stuff like that, and it's so graphic.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's extremely. I was telling actually you were watching Jay. You were watching when I had a rifle and I shot the dude and I thought I missed his head, but I caught the side and the 2 chunks of his brain popped out and I'm like,
the physics are nice.
the sound and I'm like, yo, I'm like queasy at the same time, like
Now you saw the back of some dude's head get popped,
yeah, popped out
and you saw it.
yeah, it's
in mid bullet.
yeah, you see it happen. Yeah, and like
too much.
Yeah, you could you in a gunfight. You know, you shoot them with your handgun or whatever. You shoot them in the face. You go by that body.
There's no face.
There's no face anymore.
Face.
You just blasted the face off. So it's just
Face off.
It's just
What is it,
so
a shotgun or just with a
Nah,
regular?
you-
with
Shoot your
a strong
regular-
pistol.
your six
Oh,
shooter?
yeah, 6-shooter pistol, strong. Yeah, that. Oh,
Wow.
it's.
It's so fun to watch though.
But obviously already. What am I? Probably 25%, maybe a little under 25%.
Maybe like 20, 25.
Yeah, so to me, it's already a 10. I know by the time I'm done, I'm gonna give it a 10. It's just there's nothing wrong with the game to me. It's just so fun and just so intense and
And don't worry, y'all. No spoilers over here. We
Yeah.
ain't talking spoilers.
Yeah, we ain't talking-
We know how to hold our tongue.
yeah. I'm not gonna spoil anything.
He's talking
but-
about the gameplay. Nobody talks about the gameplay.
yeah. No one ever
It's
does.
Good.
The story. Everyone knows the story is very gripping, you know. And if you're a fan of The Walking Dead, or if you watch The Walking Dead, yeah, you will see a lot of things borrowed from The Walking Dead in that game. A lot of things, but it's a ride. It doesn't even. I'm playing through a movie. That's what it is. I'm playing through a movie, and it's so awesome. I recommend it to people who don't even play horror games.
Big
It's
truck.
all it's a lot of action.
Big
lot of
truck.
action.
Why are you looking at me? What's
Actually,
the
that's probably the least scariest out of like the Evil Withins,
Mm.
the Resident Evils. I mean, it's still get your heart pumping.
you
It's
can
more
get-
like a, you know,
They ramp up the like
the jump
the
scares.
tension. There's tension.
Dude, there's tons of tension. There's a lot. There's a lot of uneasy. I'll be sweating buckets playing that. I just sweat so much playing that game.
But they do a good job at building it with the music they have and all that.
Oh,
It's
incredible.
always like a heartbeat in the background.
How many
going.
times have I
It's
said,
crazy.
"What was that?"
Yeah.
I was like, "What was that? What was that? What was that sound?" And it's me. I'm like, "What the hell?" I'm like stressing out the entire time, but
It's so good, though.
It's
It's so
an
good.
incredible game. It's so good. But that's all I'm playing right now.
That's it.
Oh wait, hold up. I beat something with. Did we say we beat Hunt Down last week? That was last.
That
week,
was
right?
last week.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were
we
playing-
beat it
Oh, I've been
on
playing
Wednesday, that's right.
Bloodstain Curse of the Moon 2 with Turbo 857, which is incredible co-op.
I watched a bit of that.
That is fun. That's a fun game, and it's got some old school difficulty in there.
I was watching. I was like, "Why didn't you hit that wall? Why didn't you hit that wall?"
Play it. It's a
Oh,
lot
no, I
easier.
get
It's
it.
a lot easier said
no,
than done. Yeah.
but you did it after. I'm like, I would have definitely gone there.
Sticks is a backseat game.
He is the back. He's such a
No,
backseat. He is
Turbo in the
such a
chat.
backseat
Turbo in the
gamer.
chat.
Turbo
That's a
was good,
game.
man.
That's a game that I am going to play. But I play those all the time. So as you're watching someone, it's always like, okay, I know what I would do here, and that's
Backseat
always
gamer.
a thing. But I wouldn't tell you. But I'm saying, I can't wait to get into that game. It
It's
looks
good.
great.
It's great.
It looks great.
It's very good. I feel like I played another co-op, but I didn't. Did I? No, I think that's it. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
That's
all
it?
I played. Yeah,
Okay,
that's all I played.
I can go into mine as quick.
Cool.
Yeah, go ahead.
This week I jumped back into Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Wait, you played
What?
Smash Brothers? Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Excuse me?
Hold on.
Yes.
I need
Who
a-
are you?
Yo, I need
I
a
was
shot.
playing-
do with
Let me
sticks?
ask
need
you
a
this.
shot of
Let me
something
ask you
or
this.
something.
When was the last time you played before you went into this?
Last update. I played during the updates to see what's going on.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So what was it? That was the
Min Min.
last. No, Min Min was this update, but the last update was what's the name?
Baila?
Yeah, Baylor.
Bye,
Baile.
Bye,
But that was the last time I played it. But I go into spirit mode. I play the world of light.
Oh, that's right. You play story mode. Okay.
Yeah. And I looked at it. It said I was at 24 hours in it or
Really?
something. And I was at 154 fights. I was like, damn, I've been playing this for a while. And I
I've
still
never
haven't
played
even
it.
come
I don't even know what it
near.
looks like.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
I've never played it.
I beat it.
It's a
I beat
different
that.
game.
Really?
It's a different game completely than just fighting people because there's a like kind of the spirit thing is like a card based system kind of, and you got to set your character up. And the second you go in with the stats wrong, there's
You
a
get
fight.
what?
There's
You
a
get
fight
what?
right now where it says go, and before go leaves, I'm off the screen. I'm like, this is cheap. This is so cheap. I can't see yet, and they
I
kill
don't
me
remember that.
right away. And I'm like, I can't dodge. There's a guy.
Ready?
There's a 8-bit
Go! Done.
8-bit sheriff cowboy guy shooting directly at me. Perfect.
Wow.
before it even starts. And I'm
That's
like, yo, you're
awesome.
cheating.
With the Hogan's Alley guy.
Yeah, and I get knocked off the screen by him in
I
2
want to
hits.
watch. I actually want to watch that because I have no interest in playing the
Wow.
spirit mode, but I want to watch
The
it. though.
bosses are cool in it.
But it's co-op. I heard.
I
I
did
think
hear there
it's
was
like
co-op, too.
4-player. I think.
I jump into a co-op. It's a mess. It's a mess of a game, man. It's just.
Listen.
And then I got to other fights where I was set up right, and I killed him in 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's like a rock paper scissors. Type
Yeah.
of system.
Oh,
Oh, I'll always
But
lose
I
those.
can't. There's just some matches I can't get through, like that Mecha Koopa or whatever. That was hard.
No,
that was
not
hard.
that
He
life.
was mad giant. He's metal. I was like, I can't mess with this guy.
I'd rather
man.
just kill people online. It's a
It's
lot
like
more
Godzilla.
satisfying.
Man. It's like fighting
that
Godzilla.
sounds interesting. I want to see that, man.
But-
I'm not a Smash player, but
And I had to learn how to play again because I don't jump with up.
If you want, I could teach you. I could teach you.
No, I
Fine.
need-
We
I
could
need
do
to.
it. We'd do a training session, man.
need
I
to.
got you.
I was trying.
Got you.
I was trying. But that was it. That's all I played.
that's all you play?
Yeah. I just played that for a little bit because I got snuck back into it because I was winning.
Actual Chain, man. Now's the time to play it. Come on, just listen to me just 1 week and play Actual Chain, please.
Listen, I gotta play Bloodstained.
Oh my
I'm gonna
God,
get through
jeez,
that
come
quickly.
How
That's
about you?
fast.
How about you,
That's
Chuck? What,
fast.
what have you
I'm
played?
not
man?
playing much. I just played Call of Duty. I haven't had a lot of time.
Really?
Yeah, I've just been playing Call of Duty.
Okay.
I unlocked this sniper, this AMR sniper. It's the new. I guess it's the newest sniper in the game. What? No.
What are you saying?
No,
I didn't even know what he
AMR.
said.
Wow. ASMR, he said.
I know. I heard.
We don't have the microphones for that.
Like, why is he?
That's derailed my description.
That's what they do.
But nah,
He
I
whispers
unlocked,
before shooting.
I unlocked a really fun type of ammunition with that particular sniper rifle. It's explosive, so when you shoot people, their body parts come off.
Oh, that's,
Nice.
that's fun. That's
So I have a thermal view like today. I was playing before I got here, and I shot this dude in the leg. You saw the leg fly you off into the back.
Nice.
I'm sorry, but yeah, that's all I played.
That's fun.
He'll never
Seeing
dance.
limbs fly is always something. It's
Yeah.
always something in every game. Pop them, they cry, crawl, make you evil all of a sudden. It's not like we're not evil.
Last of Us 2 is making you.
We're not evil.
making me pretty.
I'm
like,
impressed
pretty bad.
with-
But make no mistake, I could still give Turbo that work in Dragon Ball 5.
Oh, so here now he's gonna
Next
start.
week.
Now,
Oh,
now
I-
he's gonna start texting.
Oh, and
Yeah.
just for the record, Swab,
week.
I can give you the business in Dragon Ball Fighter Z2.
Damn.
Just wanted to remind
Hey,
you, bro.
now the chat's about to start firing up.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
I know.
It's about to
Throwing
start
that smoke.
throwing down
in
the
the chat.
gauntlet.
I
Throwing
gotta
the smoke in
hand
the
it
chat.
to I gotta hand it to Call of Duty, man. I mean, that's been a yearly release for how many years now, and they still
They still
sell,
got
Such a
their
long
fans.
time.
they still sell like crazy.
Well, they
Can't
made a
think of
fun. They made a fun game. Like
Yeah.
you know, was
And-
it? It's 50-50? What? How many people? How many people can be on it?
Ground War is like was like 100 versus 100.
Oh,
100,
dear.
100. Damn.
Jesus.
They
There's
do.
a
They put
story
in the
mode
work. Man.
in this?
Yeah,
No.
the campaign is dope.
There's a
And it is
campaign in
good?
Yeah, there's a
Warzone.
not in Warzone. There's a campaign with in Modern Warfare though.
Yeah, I'm talking about the free one.
Yeah, the free one, no?
100 versus 100.
No, there's no campaign in that.
No, there's no
It's
campaign.
just-
Yeah.
but it's a
Yeah,
match.
And Nintendo can't even do one-on-one.
Nah,
Like-
not without the drops.
Come on. It's like-
Burn.
yeah, it's like their internet is killing me, man. They need to
they-
fix that.
I mean,
Yeah, Splatoon worked.
yeah.
That did work. I didn't hear much about that. Like dropping.
It's
people.
just-
The
Smash Brothers.
The online worked.
Just the game I'm playing. That's it. That's the
And
only one that
Mario
drops.
Maker 2 also. That's
Oh,
something.
multiple online. Ooh.
That
I
was
don't know if they
real
fixed
bad.
that when they first had it out. That was
Yeah.
a chug
That's
fest.
horrible.
Oof.
You just it
Turbo
was
and
just
Swab are mad.
one. It was 1 frame per second.
Oh man, I guess.
What are you playing?
Shoot, I actually played a lot of stuff.
Here we go.
Oh, Alice finally got his list again.
Yeah,
Oh, dear.
man, this is my list. I finally played some games, man.
no.
I'm always busy.
He's got like 10 games.
Evil Within 2 went back to it.
Yeah.
Awesome freaking game. I know you're playing The Last of Us, but Evil Within 2 is one of those games. I played the first one, never finished it, lost interest, hated the controls. The story was default.
Very default.
I was just like,
But they improved it tenfold.
looked like a last generation type
Dreamcast.
of game on a looked like a
Dreamcast. It was
game.
like Dreamcast.
This one, completely different. Story, I hooked me right from the beginning. This is one of those games I'm gonna play like.
Do everything.
Yeah,
You gotta do
I want to
everything.
do everything because
Yeah.
there's side missions and stuff, and I've been looking for everything. I've been like trying to find all
The
the
game,
stuff.
so it doesn't get enough
I
credit.
already got the sniper rifle. I'm just got to chapter 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Is that how you'd like a new Resident Evil to be? That type of game?
It's what's funny?
Or is it
it's-
not like Resident Evil? at all?
It is, but it isn't. There's elements of it.
The zombie-ish characters, but then it's more gets in your head.
It's more psychological. It's
It's more
more
gets in
actually, if it's anything, it's Silent Hill.
Okay.
It's like Silent Hill mixed with Resident Evil
like a good-
Like
elements.
dogs controlling the game,
But it's a really awesome,
faces, babies. stabbing away. Is it like that?
pretty impressive game though, man. So far. And the next thing I played was actually with Turbo 857 Wargroove Double Trouble. We're doing the co-op.
Oh, that's right. You guys got another session going.
And we did we just completed the Florin Mission 1. That was the with the mission with the Fog of War, which I always hate in strategy role-playing games.
I hate fog. I hate fog and all.
I
Yeah,
hate it
always
with a
hate
passion.
I hate it.
Fog of War is when you can't see you can't see your enemies, you can't see anything. It's
You move
fog.
your character
So you
in the
get
fog,
closer.
and then when you just your turn ends,
Right.
it reveals a little bit.
Yeah,
and then
because
you're
you-
surrounded.
Right. But you
Because you
they
can't
That's
always-
always in every strategy.
Yeah, all of them.
every single one has it, and they always give you that one character that has like good visibility, but they're like super weak. So you got to be careful where you place them. and it's-
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But-
that's a nightmare.
We actually completed that, and it was for the
Much
most part,
easier
it was
couch
fun.
co-op though, right?
Oh, dude, it's
Your
so
past
much
two
better.
sessions were like an hour.
Yes.
Yeah, it hasn't been
Yes.
like 4 hours like that one time. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's like the whole day right there.
Well, see, that's the thing about this game. It's like it's as far as an indie game, like it's super ambitious. They added so many features to it, but like practically like playing somebody like online and then trying to Skype it and record it,
It's
It's
a
and
lot
then
of work,
having
man.
them on Skype and then
Not
we're
even
trying to
worth it.
record
A
and
lot of work.
it's just testing alone, setting up. It's like 45 minutes minimum.
Damn.
Yeah. But couch co-op all day, awesome. I recommend it. I recommend they do that with more strategy role-playing games.
surprised.
Couch co-op, they need to do that. Like that.
I'm very
it
surprised
just-
they haven't done that.
Mario Rabbids.
You know what they should add?
Awesome game.
You know what they should
Couch
add as
co-op.
a feature for
What?
like YouTube TV or Twitch? They should have something that you can like switch so it goes to your TV when you're streaming, so it shows your TV on like live.
Oh yeah, no, that'd be
And then
dope.
when you go,
sick.
you can hit the button and it's on your screen.
That'd be awesome. Oh,
Yeah,
it'd be cool if they could do that in the game too.
Well, I mean, if
Hear
they
that,
do,
YouTube?
yeah,
Because the thing is, like when I was playing the game, you could if I'm hosting the match,
it's gonna look at you.
it's only looking at my screen. You can't see the secondary, your co-op partner's screen.
So you hear that
Makes
YouTube
streaming Gears
TV?
5 so much easier.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
That would make streaming
Oh,
Gears 5
dude, it makes
so much
streaming.
easier.
It
It
makes
would-
streaming a lot
it'd
of
be in
couch
seconds.
co-op games.
Yeah.
A lot
Mix it
easier.
would have still been around.
Yeah, right. I got into my. I'm starting a retro Tetris game collection. I'm halfway. Well, I'm more than halfway through. There's a few games left that I have to complete my collection, but I've been playing a lot of original Game Boy Tetris. Holy crap.
Original Game Boy.
Yes,
Nah,
I've been
that
trying
Tetris
it.
is fun,
It's
dude.
one of the hardest games.
That Tetris is
One of the
fun.
toughest games.
Because you
I've
can't see
ever-
the screen.
What's the sound when you mess up?
That's what I just did.
When
It's
the-
Yeah. No, it's tough. It's
you
tough.
hear that a lot.
For the DS Lite, I also been playing the Tetris Party.
Play them all at the same time.
It's awesome. I have that. I have Tetris. Mostly because I wanted to see the difference because I have Tetris Party for the Wii, and I wanted to see the difference between that and the DS
Is
Lite
DS
version.
Tetris still one of the best?
It's identical.
Really?
Yeah, even to the music, it's
Really?
identical to the Wii version. I'm like, how the heck is that possible? It's like I don't know. It's really cool. The next game, I actually started it last week. It was released on the Switch. Superliminal.
Who?
It's
Superliminal.
Oh, wait, is that the one I saw you playing?
It's a 3D
Oh, that's
puzzle.
cool.
It's a 3D puzzle game.
Smash had a video about that.
In the vein of
Smash JT.
Portal, it gives you a lot of that. Like it reminds me of that. But it's an indie title. It's also available on I think PS4 too, and all the other.
Yeah, it was about
major
a long time
systems,
ago,
but-
I think.
Well,
awesome game, man. I really like. I got up to a part where I'm stuck now, but I have to go back and like figure out stuff. It's a perspective puzzler.
Mm-hmm.
So like certain things you can pick up and you can like change the size of it by where you're looking at it on the screen in the 3D plane.
It's so trippy.
It is very
It's so
trippy.
trippy.
It's very very.
I'm like,
trippy.
I will not play this.
Yeah, dude.
I will
It's
not
very
play this.
trippy. If you like, You don't have to do drugs. Just play the game or watch someone play it, and you'll know what I'm talking
And
about.
yeah, you don't have to, and don't do them during
Yeah.
the game, please.
Yes. And if you choose to,
Because you'll just sit there looking at the screen.
The last game, I actually wanted to get this on the Switch, but it was way too expensive, and I was like, Jesus.
What was it? $30.
Yeah, it was $30 on the Switch, and I was like, what the?
$30? You crazy? I'm not spending that.
Because I saw some recommendations of it. This is actually a game that's a sleeper. It's also an indie game called Redeemer,
I saw that.
and I got it
a
on the
while ago.
PS4 because it was cheap. It was actually on sale with the PS Plus account.
Cheapo.
Awesome game. It's an awesome game.
What type of game is it?
It's a top-down. It's almost like a dungeon crawler, but like think of like God of War, beat 'em up.
So overhead beat 'em up?
It's an overhead beat 'em up, yeah.
Okay.
With like, they have
Mixed
slowdown.
with a little loaded.
Really?
Well, yeah,
Shoot?
A little hint of
with
it.
because
Little hint of
you
it.
get weapons and stuff too.
And the violence.
but you can use your environment. You can use your environment as like kill like things, so like things will light up, and you can use it as like a finishing move.
Okay.
It's awesome, man. And I just discovered also when I started playing it, it's co-op.
yeah, we'll get
So
down.
we definitely
I'll,
have
I'll
to
get
get
down
that
some
shit.
co-op with
We
that.
have to get a co-op on.
I'll do that.
Don't you hate when games hide co-op in?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we forgot to tell you guys it's co-op. Like, come on, man.
What game was it we played that we never
Many.
finished
Put
it in
because it was
front.
co-op? What was that? What was that?
Put co-op in front.
Yeah.
you
Hell
gotta,
yeah.
you gotta
That's a
feature
selling
that.
point.
It's a good selling
It's
point.
always
Oh,
a good
definitely.
Yeah.
Plug in the ghost controller, hit start 8 times as you beat the second level, and you'll be that's the
No,
second
that was
player.
that was Enter the Gungeon was like that. Remember we were excited
I
about
didn't
that
like
game.
that game, man.
Like we heard there was co-op,
Didn't
and
like it.
I got it, and I'm like,
Isn't
what, how do you what? And then we had to go online, and then it's like, you have to talk to this guy.
The guy with the purple hood, and that's the only guy I can pick.
It's
It's a
Oh,
secret.
that's
I'm like, come on.
I was like,
man.
how do you not add this in the game?
It's a
Oh, and
secret
then your
second
secondary character can't choose who they want to
I'm
be.
not a roguelike
Oh.
guy.
Yeah.
player. The same guy.
Wizards of Legend did it way better.
Nah.
Way better than they did it. But
That probably would have given it a second chance if they,
Updated it.
If
Just
they
gave you
updated,
an
like-
actual second player.
like legit, yeah, like they added it in the screen. Like you can choose whoever you want, and
Listen,
or
you
like
need
the
a RAM
weapons you
cartridge.
find too.
You need a RAM cartridge
Yeah.
so you can put a new character in because it can't handle it like the Saturn. So you have to put more in.
Don't talk about my Saturn.
Saturn's great.
Otherwise, you can't do tags.
yeah, right. But that's it, man. That's all I've been playing.
How about you, Laurent?
It's been weird weeks recently on the gaming side. I got 3 kids, so I'm pretty busy at home with the kids and working in the middle of that because there's a pandemic going on. So my gaming kind of died, but I'm kickstarting it back these days by playing games that I loved in the last year. So I'm playing a bit of Celeste.
Ooh.
Okay.
I started a new game on Celeste, and also I've plunging back in the dark hole of Slay the Spire. This game, it just can't let me go. It does not let me go. So sometimes I just go to bed very, very late just because I just want to do another run.
What type of game is
Slay the
that one?
Spire. It's a card builder roguelike.
Oh dear.
It's like really unique. To my knowledge, there are no other games like that one. And the premise sounded exactly like the kind of game that I would not like. But I had it on Game Pass for PC, so I was looking for a new game. So like last year, I downloaded it on Game Pass. I loved it so much. I figured, it's on Switch. I bought it on Switch so I could play it everywhere, and it's a great game. It's very frustrating. It's a game that I love but also hate very, very
Oh, I know.
much.
Those games. We all have a game
That's
like that.
That's a sign of a good game.
yeah.
Look at Game
Yeah,
Pass
exactly.
helping out Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Game Pass has it's a great program. So it helped me. It helped, and I actually tagged the studio when I actually purchased it on Nintendo Switch. I told them, you did a great job because I had your game for free on PC, but like I wanted it on the Switch.
Yeah.
So I bought it
Yeah.
There you go.
full price.
Yeah.
There was no sale. I wanted it at that moment. And other than that, I'm playing a bit of Mario Kart 8 with the kids.
Oh, that's
nice.
Mario
That's
Kart 8
always-
is
It's-
awesome.
Nice, man.
That's always the
it's
go-to.
it's greatly designed for kids because my youngest is very very young. He's 3 years old, so he's not really good at it. It's quite bad.
Got the remote.
But you can kind of activate the antenna
Yep.
in the back, so it auto steers, and you can also activate the auto gas, so it keeps moving and it turns by itself. So basically, if my son is tired of playing, he can actually let the controller go,
Right.
and his character is gonna finish the race anyway.
That's awesome.
I lost to that.
So
before.
that's a dream because he's having fun.
Yeah.
He feels like he's participating, he's having
Yeah.
fun with the whole family, but he could just let the controller go, and as long as he's having fun.
That's all
So
that
what's the harm?
matters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Mario Kart, Slay Spire, Celeste. These are my games.
That's awesome.
Nice. I wanted to get back into Celeste, and I forgot
so
how to
good.
play, and I'm stuck on the first part I got back on, and I'm like, I would have known how to do this
How many
had I not
stages-
stopped playing.
How many stages
Yeah.
is that?
It's a long game.
It's like probably like 100 or something.
It's a long game. I mean, it's not really stages. It's just
no.
little
Nah.
little parts.
Rooms.
Yeah. So I can't really.
Yeah, that's what's clever with Celeste. It's always designed in one room. So once you fail in that room, you start back at the beginning of that room. It's not going back in the beginning of like the entrance of that zone. It's just a room. Just do that room again.
I'm stuck in one.
Again.
I can't jump high
Like
enough,
it's-
and I'm like, I forgot how to jump higher. I can't play it now. I have
Damn.
to find out how to play again.
You start all over again.
Exactly.
Hey, just go from the beginning. You'll be
I was in a
alright.
groove
It's level
too.
design, man. That's how they do it. They teach you how to do. Got to
Exactly.
start from the beginning.
Yeah, there was a evil version of myself chasing me, and I was like, oh, I'm getting nasty. I'm
Yeah.
good right now. And then I forgot how to play. But it's a great game.
Yeah.
It's an amazing game.
Awesome, man.
All
So I guess we're gonna move on to the news.
To the news.
We're gonna jump into the news.
To the news.
I've got some bad news.
No, it's good news.
That's good.
I'm gonna get some sound effects for that man. One of these days.
It's more fun to try them though.
I guess.
Nah, we gotta get some. We gotta get going. All right, let's see here. Of course.
Look at him all unprepared.
Oh, I'm very
Yeah,
prepared
look at
because the
him.
first one is very easy news. Come on, listen.
Yeah.
Sony reveals the PlayStation 5 game box design. My thoughts exactly. Listen, when I saw this tweet, I was like, "Oh man, I know people are gonna be pissed because that's what they do." And I was like, "What is there to be pissed about? It's just a box. Just wait. I want to see what happens here." And of course, people want to make noise and be like, "It doesn't look the same. It looks too much like it." Wait, you just said two different things right there.
Yeah.
So what is
Yeah,
it? What is it
yeah.
about? It's still blue. Oh, but it's white and blue. It doesn't match.
Blu-ray.
And I'm like,
The system is white.
it's the same. Like, okay, it's the same blue box. That's good. It matches your collection, whatever. What do you think they were going to do? Make it white boxed? I mean, they could have. But it's nothing to get angry about.
My real question is, who cares?
Yeah, I was just about to
Exactly.
say, it's like,
Yeah.
what's wrong?
Exactly.
If you're going
As
to
long-
complain about a
Well-
box, come on, man.
As long as the game.
It's
is
a good
amazing.
example of how people get passionate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anything that is gonna come out of the PlayStation 5 is gonna get a lot of attention.
Yeah.
People going crazy about it. I didn't see a lot of people complaining. I saw people being overly excited by the box. It's like it's a box.
Yeah, it's a
And
box with a design.
Of course, it's
I
blue.
have to say that-
Of course, it's blue. It's a Blu-ray. Sony has to sell its thing. It's a Blu-ray. You
Yeah.
keep Blu-ray boxes are blue. That's part of the deal. So the whole thing is about the white band.
Right.
It's white. The console is white.
At least
Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
a cardboard box. At least it's not a Super Nintendo box that can get destroyed.
Oh yeah, those
Yeah,
got,
yeah,
those
yeah.
got
Yeah,
beat
yeah.
up. Yeah,
At least it's not a Nintendo box.
Yes.
So at least they kept it the same size. It's not smaller. It's not weird. Nothing's
Right.
like it can just fit where you put your CDs. It's fine.
Well, from a collector's standpoint, like think of the PS3, right?
Mhm.
They didn't know. Like there's maybe 3 different iterations.
There's
of the box.
red ones. There's
They
black
didn't know
ones.
how.
Was it? Oh,
PS3
didn't
had
remember that.
so
Yeah.
many different types of box designs, and they didn't stick to. They
The
even
greatest
changed,
hits are different.
They changed their font. They changed like it was like everywhere. It was all over
PS3, the
place.
symbol is changed.
Yeah.
Like my first ones, like Ninja Gaiden and like Valkyria Chronicles.
Yep.
The PS3 on those are completely different.
It's so
you
different.
look at it on a set of
Oh,
collection.
really?
Now imagine as a collector, you want to see your games on the shelf look like, it's like, what the heck is this? It looks weird. But
when
as
you
long as
see-
they stick to it,
If it's white
I'm good,
and they
I'm
stick
fine,
to
I'm good.
white and
Yeah.
blue, and you see it on the shelf,
Yeah, as
you're
long
like,
as they
these
s-
are all my PlayStation 5 games,
exactly.
and these are all mine. And then digital anyway, they're like, they're hoping you don't buy these at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah, they don't want you to
Unfortunately.
buy these cases, so they're trying to make them extra ugly. No. Imagine.
I don't
There's
think
spikes,
so.
there's thorns on each case. Don't touch these.
Yeah. They don't want you to buy them.
They still sell a lot of boxes.
Oh yeah,
Physical games are not going away. Well, not now.
Not now.
Yeah.
not now, no. But I mean, yeah, like I said, it was a bunch of nothing. Like it's the case. Cool.
Nonsense.
Cool.
It's just
okay.
it's all nonsense.
As long as the game is good, I don't care what the box looks
Yeah,
like.
as long as the game is in the box.
Listen, I want it to be
Yeah.
holographic.
Nah, man.
I want that.
No, it's not gonna be in the box. It's gonna be a code.
No, yeah. See, that's
go
where
down-
that's
go
where they
down
go
the
wrong.
line.
I hate that.
If it was
so
just a
much.
box with the codes and no CDs, that's their new casing.
Oh, I
that
hate
would
those.
be garbage.
I don't like that.
No, that's not gonna be the case.
Yeah.
No disc inside. That's all the boxes.
How many Switch games did that?
Just a couple, maybe 4 or 5. Oh, more.
5, right? Yeah.
More.
Well,
Yeah,
just
well,
no
the-
cartridge.
Probably
Yeah.
indie games.
It's just a
Yeah,
probably
probably.
do that.
Well, indie games, I don't think they even made the boxes for most of those. It was like, what was it? Like the,
limited run.
no. There was like first person shooter games that had them. Like Wolfenstein was one of them. And,
Oh, really?
yeah, Overwatch was another one.
It was like a gift card with the code
It was
on
just
the
the
back?
code. Just the code in the thing, like on the instructions. It was
Overwatch
trash.
wasn't a code.
Just a code.
Just a code.
Even
yeah.
something big like the biggest game of the year, like
It's
a
just
code.
No.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not about that.
That's very surprising. But I know it is very complicated to do actual cartridge. So I guess Blizzard got cheap. They didn't do the cartridge.
No.
That's crazy. I actually bought an indie game on cartridge, Dead Cells.
Okay.
I got Dead Cells
Good
on
game.
cartridge. So why?
Tough.
It's an amazing game. I'm very surprised to hear that Overwatch is selling codes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on how much gigs the actual thing is and how much it costs to make the cartridge based on the gigs. It's a lot of stuff,
I guess.
but they made so much money. Come on.
Yeah, they should be worried that people won't buy it physical.
They probably barely wanted to get it out. I remember that launch. They was like, yeah, here it is. Here it is. We messed up. It was doing there like a whole bunch of stuff going on. They were like, here you go. It's over here. So they went,
Yeah, I think it was about in the same time as the Hong Kong guy. Yeah,
it was rough
yeah,
for them right then. So they was like, just take it.
Very, very bad timing.
They were like, just take this code. It's good. If you want to play, you can play. I know you don't like us right now. I'm sure that derailed their plans. But
Yeah,
hopefully these are discs and we don't have to worry about them coming in codes.
Yeah, it gives me a bad taste in my mouth with the codes. I don't like the codes. It's pretty
Yes.
silly.
Yes, Chad.
Borderline in the chat said what Sony should have done is make custom level 857 cases for the world to enjoy.
Yo,
Yeah.
I
I like
completely
like
agree.
where their heads at.
I like that.
I completely agree.
We're thinking alike now.
That's what's up.
The chat and level 857 are on the same
Yeah,
page
we
right
right
now.
here.
You know,
It would
we
have
good.
looked like this case if you're watching the video.
Hey,
right
yeah,
behind
there
you.
you
look
go.
like this.
Yeah, look at that.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
See, now that's a PS5 case. That's just a Nintendo
The
SNES case.
Nintendo original NES case. But-
Getting a lot of love on this Majin shirt.
It's dope.
Thank you.
Ah, sweet.
It's actually
There's stuff
What
on
is
the
that?
back
What is
too.
that? I want to see. What is that?
The Majin from
Oh.
I said Double Dragon. Wow,
Double Dragon.
I said Double
Wow.
Dragon.
Double Dragon
I'm thinking of
Wow.
Double Dragon in my
Wow,
head, man.
guy.
I'm thinking
Wow,
about Double
guy.
Dragon, Smash
Wow.
Brothers, and I was thinking out loud.
You just
Sorry.
pulled a Beezy.
Yeah.
Double Dragon. Double
Oh
Dragon
yeah,
Ball.
for real.
You just pulled the
He
Beezy.
pulled a Beezy. That's a Beezy.
Imagine that. They should make that.
What?
Double Dragon Ball.
Double Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
I'm sure they made a
Side scrolling
mashup.
fighter. Yeah, hell yeah.
There was a Sesame
Okay,
Street
I'm not
Fighter.
opposed to it. I'm not opposed
You
to
wouldn't be
Oh,
opposed
no.
to it.
If they make Sesame Street Fighter,
Sesame Street.
they can do that. They can make a Double Dragon Ball.
That is true. They did that. Oh my
Forgot
god.
about that.
That's
Remember that?
crazy.
Sesame Street
I
Fighter.
have nothing to
They
say.
said, wow, cut his mic.
Oh man.
Cut your- yeah, you're on timeout.
Yeah, I'm
now.
on timeout. Give me 5 minutes. I'll be back in 5 minutes, y'all. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
We on to the next
Yeah,
topic.
moving on.
Yes. All right. Ubisoft gives everyone Watch Dogs 2 for free after game giveaway glitch. Well,
Yeah,
they done messed up, y'all.
Yeah, man.
So
that's the right move.
yeah, I know.
Wow.
So they had let's see. They had their Ubisoft Forward event, which showcased Watch Dogs Legions, Hyperscape, Far Cry 6, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Holla.
And I thought it was pretty dope. I mean, exactly. That name doesn't roll off the tongue. Actually, it does roll off the tongue. But you have to do that for every time you say it.
Yeah, we have to put the hood on the Dave Chappelle character.
Yes.
Oh, man.
You gotta do that, Al. You have to. Please, please
New
do it.
thumbnail for this
I'll
one.
have fun.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
But they said, for people watching, to get people to watch, you sign into your Uplay account. We all have a Uplay account.
Yeah.
Or
I actually have
You're
one from
forced to stick it
Rayman somewhere.
You can't play the game without freaking making an account.
So I had one
crazy.
from like 10 years ago. But you sign into that account, remember the password and all that.
And then you can
And
play.
then they were giving away Watch Dogs 2. Sounds all good. I mean, the game isn't that old. It's still a great game.
I played. It was dope. Yeah,
Yeah,
I had a good time with it.
I gotta play
And for
that, man.
free, who's opposed to free?
Yeah, why not?
So everybody
It's
jumped
free.
on. It's like, let's sign in. Let's do this. I know it's annoying to do it through here, but let's just sign in. And then it was like, you can't sign in. You can't sign in. We forgot that you were a member because you haven't signed in for so long. So everyone was pissed. And all, Twitter, positive as Twitter is.
Yeah, so
It,
positive.
it erupted.
got
It erupted.
well, it
when they got
made it.
they got all the
Made
feedback
sense.
they wanted from this event because Ubisoft Forward was everywhere for all the right reasons. And then they couldn't get the game, so they said, "Listen, all right." They put their own tweet up and said, "Listen, we're giving out the free game. If you haven't gone in there, you get to send you a lost password link. We'll figure this out. Everyone can get the free game even after the event. We got you. Don't worry." So, as long as everyone's not hitting up the server at the same time, it should go a lot smoother. And plus, they didn't anticipate everyone just making accounts just to get the game. So they learned from that mistake, hopefully, and everyone will get their free game, even if you didn't watch their event, which is they just wanted to get their name out there, and it worked.
Yeah.
So,
Damage control.
good or bad press, it still works for
Yeah,
them.
damage control,
It's
man.
press.
Yeah. So at least they're giving them the
Got
game.
Turn the negative into a positive.
You play.
And the event was done. The whole thing about get the game if you watch the event was to get more people watching the event.
Exactly.
So when that's over, they don't really care. They were already ready to give the game to 100,000 of people, and they're actually showcasing the sequel. And I know, because I'm working on a sequel, that if you're working on a sequel, you don't really care about the other old ones. You want to just get the name out. So if they wanted more people to discover Watch Dogs, they got it. Now, a lot of people discovered Watch Dogs because they get it for free, and they're going to sell a whole lot more of Watch Dog
Oh yeah.
Legion.
Legions,
the
yeah.
third one. So it's a win-win. Everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, they make
advertising.
AAA games and they make them well
Yeah.
for the most part. I mean,
Yeah.
Ubisoft does their things, but they always have quality for the most part.
For the most
For
part.
the most part, there may be some glitches somewhere, but
I mean,
the games are usually good. one of the hashtags was "You be backward."
You be backward.
Yeah. That's clever.
You be backward.
That's funny.
Assassin's Creed though, man, what happened to that series?
Hey, but I mean, the trailers they
It
said
still sells.
the trailers that they showed did look better though. They did look better.
It looks like a good game.
Like
It doesn't look like a bad game. It just
No, I'm not saying what happened
just-
as in it looks bad.
they
I'm
just
just saying
veered
what
off.
happened where they just totally went in a different direction.
They veered
completely.
off.
Well, Watch Dogs Legions was postponed for some reason, and they polished it. They made it look even better. 'Cause
It looks good. It
remember they
looks
showed
good.
the other one with the
Yeah,
old
it's-
lady in
Yeah,
the squad you can get with the old lady, which is fun. They always have fun stuff, but I mean they seem like they polished it more. It's gonna look.
It looks pretty fun.
Delays are good. Delays are good.
when it works out for them.
If
yeah.
something's not ready, delay it, please.
As long as they work on it.
Please,
Unless it's
delay
Duke Nukem Forever. That didn't work.
But that's
But-
bad management though. That's
Yeah, it's 1 out of a million. So, but yeah, I mean, it looked good. Ubisoft has some stuff going for them, and they messed up, but they still got their press. So
Okay.
that's the news for them.
bad.
Bad news, good news. It's all good.
It's all news.
Yes. All right. Now for this news. The Last of Us 2 developer condemns online harassment of people who worked on the game.
Yeah.
So this news we got from Kotaku. All right, so I'm gonna read them verbatim. So you can love or hate the game or share your thoughts about it. Drunkman. Drunkman? Drunkman.
You talking about us?
Not
You
drunk.
talking about me?
Druckman wrote on Twitter, so he works for them, of course. Unfortunately, too many of the messages I've been getting are vile, hateful, and violent because people are assholes online. Online, yes, never to your face.
Not in your face, no.
But it said, based on the screenshot shared, the messages contain homophobic, transphobic, anti-Semitic, and other hateful remarks. So, and I'm not going to read what it actually said. It was just, we wish death on whoever made this.
That's
And
ridiculous.
it's
ridiculous.
I'm not going to read it verbatim
ridiculous.
because
game.
basically they wish that COVID killed them.
Wow.
And I was like,
You
that's
know-
a little too harsh.
Wow.
man.
You know what the problem is with this generation?
No consequences. They think they can say
they're
anything.
too used to talking so much shit and not getting punched in the face for it.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's true. Because they can hide.
Yeah.
They can hide behind a computer. Just take
Yeah.
whatever they want.
Yeah,
There's
because
no-
normally when you say something like that
smacked.
to somebody's face, you get slapped.
You get slapped.
beat,
You get punched.
You get thrown in a garbage can, thrown in a locker.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what's wrong with people?
Yeah.
People think it's normal, but to keep going. The Last of Us Part 2 developer Naughty Dog put up a statement over the weekend condemning harassment and threats made against those who worked on the game, as director Neil Druckmann and others shared some of the vile messages they've been receiving. So they said, although we welcome critical discussion, we condemn any form of harassment, threats directed towards our team and cast. And they said their safety is a top priority, but we must all work together to root out this type of behavior and maintain a constructive and compassionate discourse. So, like I said, and they said direct things to people, but we're not talking spoilers for the
Yeah, of
game.
course.
So I'm not going to go into everything they had problems with. But basically, it's like a feminist thing, and people having a problem with how they focused on women in the game. Like, come on. And certain things about certain characters. And I'm like, let people tell their story and let them tell the story they want to tell. Like, stop being entitled. Like, Mass Effect 3 was the first game that I remember that the internet totally, like, said, I think this should be what you should have done. And, you know, for what it was worth, they did come out with downloadable endings to change
Right.
the ones that they made.
Right.
Because they felt that the community said that it was wrong that they did it the way that they
Nah,
did.
screw that. Screw
So
that.
that
Screw
made,
Mm-mm.
in essence, the whole internet feel like they had the power to change stuff. Same with the Sonic thing. But it felt like, okay, I said it was wrong, so now you changed it. And now everyone feels like they have the power to change something
Yeah,
that
but
they
this
don't
is-
like. But this is stories that people are telling.
Yeah, that's
And also, this is death threats and freaking.
yeah. Like,
this is
come on,
harassment.
man. Like,
Listen, Game of
there's a-
Thrones,
there's a
Game
difference
of Thrones,
between-
same thing.
It's a difference between critiquing something
Yeah,
and then death threats.
yeah. Because they
That's
think that's going to
harassment.
make,
Huge
yeah,
difference.
they think that's going to make it happen.
Listen,
they think that
if you don't like something, that's fine. You can have an opinion. You don't have to like something.
you can have a
can
petition
voice your
apparently
opinion.
because there's petitions for everything.
Of
when
course
you,
there is.
But when
Yeah.
you make it a direct attack, that's where it's like, no,
No,
that's never acceptable.
especially when it comes to making games. Like, there's so many creative minds when it comes to creating a video game, a story, a narrative, and for something like Last of Us that is geared towards to get you in that game.
It's
Like,
a
to
different
put
type
you-
of experience. It's a
yeah,
different experience.
You
Not
play
to
it.
mention
You
they
play.
work game developing. You know, they work on games for years. It's
Yeah,
not,
yeah,
It's not
it's
like a
like-
movie where they
It's
do it
their
a couple of months
vision.
and then
It's
that's
their
it.
creative mind. It's their vision.
Right.
If you don't agree with something that goes on in the game, don't play it. Don't play the game. It's not. It's just not your
Right.
thing. You know, it is the way it is. Same thing with TV shows. Game of Thrones. You know, always would kill off your favorite character, or there's do this or do that, and you're
They
not a
said
fan
make
of
the
it.
final season again.
Yeah, it's like no,
Like,
you
what?
don't. You do not have that. And the funny thing is, like, you know, I talk about it on the podcast a few times. You know, like I draw my comic or whatever. You know,
Hey.
when I have spare time, I'd be damned if someone tells me what to do with a character of mine just because they didn't like what happened to them. You know, kiss my ass. Like, you kidding me? You give me a death threat because of it? That's crazy.
But the second
That's
somebody
insane.
caved in, though, it's like,
And
oh, we
then
can do it.
Now we can do
We
it.
can do it now.
However, and you know what the thing is, and it's messed up too because I was happy they changed it, but it's not good for the cultures when they
Sonic
change
movie.
Sonic. The Sonic
yeah.
movie, yes.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, that was overwhelming, though, and it wasn't always negative. It was like, you messed up, really, and you didn't come out with that yet.
Yeah,
if
it's
they
like-
came out with that movie and they
They
said,
didn't
make
get-
the movie over,
yeah.
that's different. It
Well,
was
yeah,
a trailer.
They also didn't get death threats. Smith.
Yeah.
Oh, they probably did.
well,
probably
it's
did.
like
Probably did.
Not an overwhelming. I'm
Fortunately,
sure
yeah.
they didn't get like an overwhelming where they.
That
like,
we saw.
for something like Sonic the Hedgehog, you got like if you make a movie and you do a video game based off of a movie based off a video game, you got to come correct.
But we were used to on bad, but that was real bad.
No, it looked like me as Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you can't make Sonic look like me.
That was one of those things where it's like it was unanimous, where everybody,
yes, it's like, no,
everybody
this
was
is
like,
a bad idea. It's a bad
this
idea.
is not.
No one liked it.
Yeah. And the change they made, oh my god, great, perfect, beautiful, great job. And I like the
Imagine.
movie. It's dope.
Imagine if the internet was like this when Metal Gear Solid 2 came out. Because it would have been just as bad. And they would have got just as many death threats. So they were like, who the hell is riding?
Who's riding?
Who is right? Spoiler if you didn't play it.
And
But
I
you
love
play
to,
as
and I
another
like
character.
to a lot. I enjoy to.
Yeah.
But people wanted to be Solid Snake, and they gashed you because they this was even worse. They came out with a demo where you were Solid Snake the whole time.
That's kind of
And the
misleading,
second
though.
the demo is over,
That's pretty
you're a
misleading.
new character. So if you bought the game based on the demo, you were a totally different character for the rest of the
You gotta
game.
be careful.
So
You gotta be very careful.
that would have gotten so much hate.
He's not even playable after you beat it either.
No,
It's just like
he's just out of
he's
the
in
game.
at the very beginning,
That was an
very
awesome-
beginning.
He was in the demo.
Yeah,
that was
an
the
awesome
demo.
demo.
and then
That was an awesome demo, though.
No, it was.
But
that was it.
when you played the game, you're like, what?
Who's this guy?
Wait,
Why is he have,
what?
who's he dating? Why does he have problems?
why is his girlfriend
Why is-
harassing him
why
the
is he
entire
like-
time
Yeah.
while he's in danger?
Stop calling me. I'm trying to kill him.
Calls out. Remember that time in the no.
Yeah, it was a lot of stories. But so, as a developer, what do you think of this type of harassment? And have you felt any of it?
It's horrible. No, of course not. I have not harassed anyone. It's pretty crazy. I get that like culture pieces, pop culture, like movies and video games, people get really passionate about it, but sometimes they completely lose reason. And most of the time, these death threats and these harassment, they specifically come from a group of people that's very toxic in gaming, who feel very entitled and they're scared little kids inside of them. They're scared that they grew up thinking that gaming was their thing. It's my thing. Everyone has other things, but gaming is my thing, and they feel like, oh no, other people are getting interested in games, and it's shuffling around the narrative. It's not always the same story of a white dude and that chick, and he saved the chick and they live happily ever after. It's because gamers have diversified, and it's awesome thing. And that these harassment, they always come out from these groups of people, and it really sucks because it comes from enormous insecurities they have deep inside of them, and they fear like gaming is under attack. Gaming is being assaulted by different narratives, and if you're, for example, if you want to have a character that's in your story, even if you're not LGBTQ and you want to have a character that's queer in your game, just because, well, why not? And if you do that, you're gonna have people thinking that you made that on purpose to be like political, and you did that to have your token queer character. No, I just did it, and what's the harm?
Right.
So, and it always comes from the worst kind of people. So very luckily, I've never had to deal with these things, but also I've never really worked on controversial games with a lot of narratives. I really hope that it never happens to me, and I really hope that in general in the industry it's gonna slowly go away as that group, that the group I mentioned, ends up getting old and maybe one day disappearing, and then you will have usually younger people, unless they've been like educated by YouTube. Younger people are usually more acceptant of diversified gamers and people coming from all kinds of backgrounds. So I'm hopeful for the future, but we still have to power through these times of the game industry adapting to diversifying gamers, but like the core gamers not being happy about it.
Yeah, gaming is
Gonna have
gaming is on an evolution, and seems like people are devolving as it's happening.
Well, the thing is,
Socially.
also, not to continue, but like, the games that we grew up with, right, and that have like a really intense storyline or whatever, when something really significant happens, it's not, especially if it's like the graphics are like very cartoony, it's not, you'll remember a certain thing that happened, like, oh damn,
But they were
I
different.
lost it. Yeah, it was a different feeling. But like when you have something like Last of Us that looks so real, these people who are playing it, like especially
real people, too.
it's like real people, so it hits them so hard they don't know how to deal with it.
Especially if you're little.
Yeah, like if they're like 14, 15 years old playing Last of Us, it's like these are like real people I'm controlling, and it's not like me playing Phantasy Star 2.
Rated M for mature.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like Phantasy Star
There's a
2 or Phantasy Star 4 when you lose, a character or something like that, or something big happens.
Well,
or
you still got hit by it.
yeah,
even
yeah,
then.
no,
so
you
imagine now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I still remember Phantasy Star 4 and 2, and the big moments that happen in those games, and Final Fantasy 3, which is Final
Imagine
Fantasy
how
6.
life changing that would be now.
Yeah, it's like it's just thrown. It's right there, and it's
But
just
when
like
you played that, though, did you think that you had even the slightest bit of power that to let the creator know how you felt?
not for a hint. The funny thing is, spoiler alert for anyone who never played Phantasy Star 2 for the Sega Genesis. Okay, I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Don't say the character, though.
Okay, there was a character.
Too soon.
There was a character that was one of your main characters and dies in the game, and you're like, oh, I can get her back later. I can get her back
you
later.
thought, yeah.
And you're like,
3 lives.
it's like, oh, wait, that character's not coming back. Oh, damn. Okay.
But that was a slight change in storytelling.
Yeah,
though.
it's like not because if everything's the same, how boring is that? Like if everything is happy, then
But
then
now they can tell you that type of that style of game. Like
And-
they can
and-
say this is bad.
Yeah.
And this is what's happening.
and
Well,
if
the
you
thing
think,
that-
I'm sorry,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry. Oh, I was going to say real quick
Yeah.
is that the key to creativity is just taking risks and trying
freedom to do
trying
Yeah,
something.
stuff new.
different.
Trying new things. Yeah, it's not going to work sometimes.
There is
but
though.
You got to try something new.
There is a thing that they're doing in like Hollywood or on television where you can almost see like this demographic and this demographic and this demographic. Like they put characters in these shows I'm watching. I'm like, all right, I know you just forced this
to
in
force
here.
it. Yeah.
And I don't want that to happen to games for the
Yeah.
most part. Like I
Well-
understand diversity is fine, but if I see in every game this demographic is hit like on this part, okay, this is that character. Okay, this is that character. All right, you're doing it on purpose.
You
now.
don't want token
Yeah,
characters.
No,
exactly.
no,
And
it
then
is
you
just-
start seeing it everywhere.
It
I'm
just
like, okay,
ruins everything about
I
it.
guess
Yeah,
this
it
is who
does.
I'm supposed to be.
On one half, you want your stories to feel accessible because like as a kid growing up, like
Yeah.
all my favorite superheroes were white because there were no really black superheroes.
No, you'd like to have somebody you can look
Exactly.
up to.
Yeah.
And you can look and be like, oh,
course.
I could be that. I could be that guy.
I like Luke
You know?
Cage.
But I'm okay. I'm okay
Yeah.
with
Miles
Superman
Morales.
being white though. Like he doesn't have to be black for
Yeah,
me to like
agreed.
look up
Right.
to Superman. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't look up to Superman by the way. But I mean, he can be the character.
Yeah,
he doesn't
yeah,
have
yeah.
to be me for me to care and like it. So
Yeah.
you don't have to always change
See,
like Iron Man. Change him to a girl because girls need a character to look up to. You can always make a new character that's
That's
not
what I
Iron
was gonna
Man,
say. Yeah.
and make that character a female
I was
or
gonna
whatever.
say
Don't
that.
take every big character and change them.
Yeah, you don't have to
You
do that.
You don't have
Yeah,
to
you don't
take an
do that.
iconic character that's been tried and true, and
It
everybody
only
knows
worked for
this character.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It only worked for
But
Spider-Man.
even still, it was.
But he still
it was-
wasn't Peter Parker.
It wasn't
No.
Peter
Yeah,
Parker.
it's just
it was a
different.
New,
Yeah,
it was a new
He's a
character.
new guy, yeah.
It worked for Thor too.
As an alien?
Female Thor.
No, when
There's a bunch
Female
of Thors.
Thor.
when Jane Foster got the hammer, people
they
people
liked
enjoyed
it.
that, and
I
people
don't know.
still love Spider Gwen.
No, that, like I said, variety
Yeah.
is fine, but don't take away what someone else's hero was
Yeah, don't change the original.
Fair enough.
Don't change the original.
yeah,
because somebody else
Don't
looked
do
up
it.
to that character.
yeah. It's
You
like
know what else?
nah.
It was a bad movie too, but Fantastic Four.
The Phantom. No,
Uh,
stop.
Oh, when they just changed
Oh
them.
God, the Phantom. Yes, there's also another one. Fantastic Four. They made Michael B. Jordan as the
Human
Human
Torch.
Torch.
It just that
And it
looked
was
like a
like-
crowbar shoehorn type thing, though.
And like I gave it a shot because I'm like, all right, they kind of, but they shoehorned it in because they were like, we need to get this demographic, and we got to appeal to these people. Like,
Not
no,
for
man.
nothing. That sorry, I know it's a sidebar, but the issue with that movie was the script.
No, it was
and-
bad.
No, it was a
yeah.
bad movie.
Listen,
Like
it
I
was
said,
a
it
way-
was a bad movie.
He's a great actor.
There was so much talent in that entire cast.
There was.
And
And
that
it went to
trailer was
waste.
fire. That trailer was
There
fire.
was. And
Nobody
That
would have had a
trailer was
problem.
crazy
Half
good.
of the stuff you saw in the trailer wasn't in
Wasn't
the
in the
movie.
movie, yeah.
The majority of the trailer was not in the movie.
That's
But
crazy.
the
That's
initial thing
awful.
was like, why?
Yeah.
That hurt
Why
my
did you
feelings.
change him? But I mean, he's
Now-
a great actor and put the best actor in the part. I'm fine with that.
Now
Yeah,
here's,
yeah.
here's the thing though. We all have our opinions and we just voiced it, right? On how we feel about all this stuff. But we didn't do not once did anybody do like a death threat.
No,
Or it's
no,
like,
you can not
it's
like
okay.
something and you just don't do it. Don't
Exact-
support
yeah.
it.
exactly.
If you don't like it, don't support it.
I have more of an issue with people who think LeBron's better than Michael Jordan. All right, but I'm be giving people death threats. I'm just like, you just stupid and don't know basketball.
I saw you sending emails. But that's the thing.
Send
I
them
just
death
think
threats. Send them
Twitter,
death-
Twitter is a big problem for this, though. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that Twitter is
Yeah.
more of a problem than anything.
Too many
Twitter's a
toxic
cesspool.
people. Too many
The
toxic
fact
people.
that people take Twitter so serious, like people need to say, "Who cares? I don't care what that guy said." People need to just start saying, "I don't care."
Or if they say something very toxic and like threatening,
care.
their address has to go with the tweet.
Well, that's what they tried. Well, listen, they tried to do that on YouTube by putting your real name on, and that didn't work out because people couldn't type what they wanted anymore.
It's like, let me go talk to you face to face and let's see you say that to me.
But
you
I
know?
think people take what people say to the limit and, like, start taking things with a grain of salt and say, listen, that's not important. Your Twitter is not important. And then people will be like, oh, why am I even writing you then?
Yeah.
Because people put too much into it. It's like, oh, I can't believe he said that 8 years ago. I can't believe he said that today. Like,
Crazy.
it's too much stock in a sentence.
yeah.
Make it, like, take the power away from it.
Relax and
And
have
you're
a
good.
beer. Relax
and the
and have
world,
a beer.
the world will be a better place.
Yeah.
How do you fix this, man?
But yeah, that's. I mean, not to go off on any other news, but that's the harassment. It's online harassment, man.
It's
a
not-
Big, it's
it's
a big
nonsense.
deal.
It's-
It's changing the world, and it's making the world
huge deal.
suck.
Yeah.
It's a huge deal. It's
And-
new. And
If kids are learning to think that this is normal,
This is the thing
it's
to
not
do.
going to
No,
go
it's like,
away.
no, this is not the thing to do.
Yeah. So
like Laurent, how do you protect your kids from online harassment?
Well, I'm still far from that because my eldest daughter is 5-year-old,
okay.
so she
Perfect.
doesn't have
she doesn't have an iPad.
she can't write. So no, I'm not too big on that. So we don't own a tablet. We each are my girlfriend and I. We have our phones, and then we have our Nintendo Switch. But that's it. And they're still not at the age that they can write. So
Okay.
I'm not there yet, but I really hope that I'm gonna be raising kids that do not do these things because they don't want to be mean. To up to now, they have almost never been mean. When they're angry at something, it's because of some sort of injustice that they perceive, but it's not to hurt someone else. Because clearly, when people are going into online harassment, they want to feel like they've actually hurt someone.
Yeah.
They want to
Yep.
feel like, oh, I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna be really hurtful, and it's gonna be making me weirdly feel better about being
Power.
hurtful. So, yeah, I guess there's some kind of mental illness that has to be related to
Absolutely.
that because it's wrong.
Definitely.
Well, wanting people to be hurt, it's just so wrong. So I guess there must be something wrong in their life.
The
Yeah.
illness is having
Definitely.
1,000 people tweet, and the internet makes that seem like the world.
it
Yeah.
amplifies it.
1,000 people are not 80 million people.
Well, these
Like,
people
they make
don't-
it
Yeah.
seem like
Well,
2 people can be.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe what the world is saying. They show you 2 tweets. And I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, that's not what the world is saying.
Yeah.
It's too dudes.
Yeah. It's a toxic community who jumps out 100
Two
people,
dudes.
sounds like 1,000,000
And
people.
they're a minority.
And that's what the internet makes it seem like.
Yeah.
And they could be the same group of like people who come in everywhere. And they get the power. Like, oh, look what we did. We made the headlines. We made the headlines. Look at this.
Well, these people don't like themselves. They hate themselves. It's not even the people that they're attacking. They don't like themselves at
The
all.
only way to get rid
Yeah.
of them is to ignore them.
No.
Yeah.
And it's not only I hear you and it makes sense that you're talking about Twitter, but it's not just
No,
Twitter.
it's online.
No, dude,
It's
no.
online.
When
Social
these
media.
mobs-
Social media.
Social media in
as a
general.
whole.
When these mobs are wild at something, and we were talking Last of Us, and Last of Us got hurt on Metacritic as well. Those are people.
yeah.
The review
You
bombing.
could really see the difference between what the professional game critics thought of the game, and then what that internet mob
Yes.
thought of that
And
game.
they changed that.
and
That haven't
They
even
changed
played
the way they
game.
do it now.
I can't wait to finish the game
Yeah.
because I want to do a
And,
video talk about
They're
it.
changing the way they take
In
reviews
a
now.
way that's actually good
Yeah, of
because
course.
for that exact example, it's like they're
Yeah.
actually re-looking how they're doing their Metacritic.
Because review
scores.
bombing is every way you can be faceless is where the problem lies.
Yep. Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. And I think on another extent, because I work in games and all gaming platforms have their review system, I understand how they can be useful to users,
Yeah.
but I hate them so much.
Yes.
So much.
They have power.
With a passion.
Yeah.
I've read any kinds. I've worked in mobile in the past, so
Mm.
I've read reviews that were 1 star, and the comment was "great game."
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what?
You didn't understand the star system, or just,
Yeah.
I don't know, or 5, or sometimes there were 4 stars, and it was amazing game. I recommend it to my friend, and blah blah. Then why 4-star? Then these 5-star systems that anyone can rate is a horrible system.
I want to talk to you more about this in the main
Okay.
segment of the podcast because
Talking
I'm
about-
very passionate about this segment about about reviews. But we're gonna move on to the next news real quick.
Good.
All right. Lego made a 2,600 piece replica of playing Mario on the NES. So they made an NES, y'all,
This is cool, man.
with the cartridge
Yes.
and a TV
Yes.
and a game
Yes.
that you can almost play.
Well, you
Almost.
can watch.
You can watch it.
You can pretend you kind of play.
Yeah.
So Lego's been doing a couple of things with Nintendo lately. They made that Mario starter set.
That's
and
cool,
They're
too,
gonna make Lego makes a lot of money off this
Oh,
stuff,
dude.
and it
great.
costs a lot of money to buy it also. So let's see.
Lego making that money, man.
They said it's going to launch August 1st.
Yeah.
They said Lego and Nintendo are teaming up for a new Lego set that assembles a blocky model of Nintendo's 8-bit gaming console, the NES, along with an interactive TV displaying Super Mario Brothers. The two companies collaborated early this year to create interactive Super Mario themed sets. So that's going to have, the sets are going to have like costumes, and they're going to be like, it's a lot of dough. It's like $10 per costume thing.
Yeah.
And then they have like Bowser's Castle, $100. It's a lot of money for these things. And as a lot of them.
Parents everywhere are like, no.
Piranha Plants,
What do you mean?
everything.
It's the
You're
parents
gonna
that
have
are
to
buying
wait
it.
for Christmas.
But Lego is known to be like, it's not a hobby for poor people. Like you don't get into Lego if you're not willing to spend $30 per set or more easily. But 2,600 pieces over that. That's a lot to make this NES.
Yeah.
It's funny because I saw it and I was like, is this a real thing? Are they making like a real Nintendo that you can put your games
I thought
in?
it was. At first,
I thought it was.
I thought it was.
So
I was like,
fire.
it actually
That'd be
you can play
pretty
it?
dope.
I would give them a lot of credit. But like, that is pretty damn cool. I ain't gonna front.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
But they have a
wiring.
fake cartridge and it goes in there.
yeah.
and
They
you
shut
can
it,
put it in
and
there.
hit the power and all
Yeah.
that.
And I was like, oh, that's not gonna fit in there. I know how Legos
And
work.
they did that little
Nah, they
thing with
went
the
in,
stage.
And they
Yeah.
got a crank on the TV that moves.
It's cool. It's a little. I wish they would make a Lego Mario though. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Oh, the game?
The game. Yeah, that'd be
It.
pretty
You would
cool.
think they would have done something.
I
Well, I
thought
mean, it's
so.
already. It looks blocky as hell anyway. The original Mario.
It should be easy.
The pixels are already Lego
Lego
inspired.
Mario.
But
The game.
they're combining it with digital technology and Bluetooth-enabled Mario figurine. So, yeah, it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for somebody to make that, but to put an emulator inside of it, like Raspberry Pi.
Oh,
or,
that's
yeah.
coming. I thought the same thing.
yeah, they're
I
gonna
knew
do
was-
that,
They're gonna do that.
or they're gonna put like a Mr.
Yeah.
FPGA in there.
Yep.
And then they're gonna run real games from it because it's just gonna be a case after
from
a
a
while.
Lego.
They've been doing it. They've been making cases for it. It just didn't look exactly
That
like
Lego
Nintendo.
No,
Nintendo
but this is
looked
gonna be
dope.
one of those things. Where
Oh, they're gonna do it
somebody's gonna
definitely
do it.
for a hobby. Yeah, definitely.
Somebody's
Because you can just
definitely
pop the
gonna do it.
back out and put the wires through. Like it's
Modders
easy
right now,
enough.
they're
the
like
back out.
they're salivating.
But
They're
yeah,
salivating right now. The modders, they're like, oh my god. I can't
you're gonna
wait
see
to-
an
I had
actual.
to.
You're gonna be.
Red
You're gonna
Lobster
see.
throwback.
You're gonna see a Lego, a working NES Lego system.
It looked
Yeah.
dope. I really did. I was like, that was pretty damn cool, man. It
Yeah.
really does.
Yeah.
What's the scale
It's
of
a
it?
nice collector item.
What's that?
It's a nice collector item. People are
Not for $270.
and you put it's very expensive, but you take two extremely powerful brands together,
Yeah.
and people are just gonna go crazy with it. And it's got nostalgia. So it's a recipe for a lot of money. So that price is definitely not the price that these things cost.
It's $230.
It's just it's how much they feel like they can get away with, and that's been analyzed and like, okay, this thing costs $30, but I think we can sell it 250.
And it's only
Let's go.
It's like, yeah, it's not even colorful. It's
only
going to
go up from there, man. It's gonna get more expensive. People are gonna,
It's an elaborate set, but if you buy this as a collector, and you get all of it, if you get all the Lego stuff that Nintendo inspired Lego stuff, and you keep it without opening it, like that holds its value and gets way more expensive down the line.
People that are wholesalers and stuff, man,
They're gonna buy this in seconds. It's gonna sell out in seconds.
Love that.
They're gonna take it out
for that price because it's gonna be worth like $500 in a year.
Nintendo and Lego together, jeez, man.
That's so much money.
bank.
That's
So
like
much bank.
it's like Game Boy money.
Yeah, that's like ridiculous.
So wait. How much is this?
$230.
So if you did the Game Boy, the Game Gear Micro, if you bought,
Jeez.
Yeah, about the same.
the
$250,
right? It's $250. Oh, it's still more expensive than that.
So get both
Wow.
of them. Get both of them, and it's a 2020 collector's
Well,
edition.
but you can actually still play games on it though.
Yeah,
Even
no,
though
you
it's-
can't.
Even though it's a tiny ass, tiny
said-
screen.
My thumb covers
There's
this.
one game in the these micro things. There's one game in each of them, or four games.
There's four.
each,
Yeah,
yeah.
four.
So
And your thumb
Yeah,
can
no,
cover
it's
the
not-
screen.
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
What a very, very weird move they did
Oh,
there.
yeah.
If you beat
16
one of the games,
games.
listen, stream you playing that and beat one of the games on that
No.
screen.
Yeah, like
That's gonna be crazy.
yeah.
No, thank you.
How is that even?
I
no.
bet
Yeah.
you'd have more fun winding this TV.
I'll agree. I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that.
same
watching
stage
it.
over watching.
I'll
I bet
agree.
you, because we've seen the stage. We know exactly what to do on that
Yeah.
stage. You can play that. I beat that stage with my foot before. You know what to do on that Mario stage.
Yeah.
But I mean, it looks good. It looks good. I applaud them for doing that, but it's expensive as hell.
They're like, we know, and you're gonna pay.
I'm not, collectors,
not
will.
you, not
Yeah,
you,
I
but
know.
like
You're
people
You're
are
gonna get
pay.
it.
Nah, collectors have already pre-ordered the hell out of it.
Yeah.
It's sold out probably.
Yeah.
If it was that the pre-order's up, it's sold out.
Mm.
They're gonna make their money, and it's a crazy lucrative deal that Nintendo made with Lego. Well, Lego made with Nintendo, so that's crazy.
Congrats for them.
Yeah.
I want to see a game though.
I gotta invest in Lego.
Yeah, seriously,
It's
right?
like a,
Yeah.
I'm too late. I'm way too
Don't
late.
yeah,
invest-
yeah. They're always
Yeah,
on
it's
fire.
don't
not
invest
cheap.
in gold.
No, that's
Lego.
one of the toy companies that's made money.
Forever.
Forever. And like Barbie and Lego, like if you had invested in that like early '80s or whatever, you would have a pretty penny.
Yeah,
Right
absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
Lego Barbie. What?
Not GI Joe though. Lego Barbie. Yeah, that's another.
Lego
They didn't
Barbie.
make that yet.
Lego
I don't
Barbie.
think so. I don't think
That
so.
would look ugly.
Probably.
Yeah,
She's trying to fit in them dresses. She can't be all blocky.
Yeah, you know, block.
you can make anything you want now.
Lego Barbie. All right. Well,
Moving on to the main event.
The main event.
Look at that
That's
trailer.
right,
Look at that
that's
trailer.
right.
Yeah, everybody take a look if you're watching on video.
Awesome Games.
Night Squad, aka Night Squidard.
That's right.
That's how I like to call
That's
it.
right.
Wait, why didn't you have highlights from our verses when I'm like winning every match?
That didn't happen. That didn't happen.
It's because you
That never
cheated.
happened, man. That never happened.
All right. So let's talk about the game.
Yo, like
What can we say about the game?
It's super fun.
all I know is that
I hate when he wins.
Oh, that was like every episode, dude. That's like every episode.
That's a cheat.
Well, you were the first one to
cheated.
have the chance to play it before
I
any
played.
of
I
us,
played
so-
it
so
one
you
time.
cheated.
I played it one
You cheated.
time.
You
He
practiced.
played it for 10 hours
This guy
before
was
he let us play.
practicing before he's like, "Hey, you guys got to get on this. This is awesome."
I played one
We're like,
time
all right,
just to
look.
see what it's like, and then you guys
Sure,
joined
sure.
in, and then y'all got murdered. I'm sorry.
Sure,
Whatever.
sure.
I'm sorry.
Got scammed.
You gotta spin. The spin strike. That's where we see the veteran players.
No, man, that
Hell
game
yeah.
is pretty crazy with how many modes there are in the game.
Yeah,
Like,
that was a big standout when I
Yeah.
first saw it. I'm like, all right, that's
Off the
when I was
bat.
testing. I'm like, all right, what modes are there? Oh, there's the Juggernaut. Okay, then there's the free for all. Okay, there's Gladiator. Okay, holy shit.
13 modes.
I'm like, yo,
Holy
there's so
crap.
many modes and capture the flag, and I'm like, oh, this is crazy.
There's a lot of content in that, man.
And of course, the cool thing is, I saw tons and tons of Gauntlet influence, and I love Gauntlet.
No, there's definitely some gauntlet.
I
Yeah.
love
That's-
Gauntlet.
yeah. It's part of the main influence there. Gauntlet and Bomberman are the two main drivers that made us do the game.
Okay.
And that just so happens to be one of my 2 favorite games. That's probably why I'm good at it, because I love Bomberman, I love Gauntlet, you know.
And you cheat in those games too.
Facts. Facts.
Cheat or he's good.
Wow.
Let's do one of the two things.
No, so this game's been out for a while though.
Yeah. We've released originally released Night Squad. Well, the first release of Night Squad was in early access on Steam only in 2014.
Okay.
Wow.
But our official full release on PC and Xbox One was in November 2015.
Wow.
So a bit later. And yes, it took us a long time before porting it to the Nintendo Switch. We were kind of busy with another project when the Switch came out. When we started looking at other options once Night Squad was released, it was the time of the Wii U. So we were good friends with our contact at Nintendo, but it wasn't really in our plans. We were looking at Wii U and we're like, ugh, I'm not sure I'm going to release a game on that platform. So fast forward a year or a few months later, when the Switch was announced, we're like, oh, it would be a great thing to put Night Squad on, but we don't have no time for that. We're a very small studio. So spending time on that wasn't worth it. We felt wasn't worth it. Now we think of it was a mistake. Should have done that. Then we worked on that other game after Charge It. We released in 2019, and then right after that we said, okay, we're done with this one. Now what's next? And as you might have seen, what's next is Night Squad 2. But what we decided to be working to prepare the ground for Night Squad 2 was a port of Night Squad, the original, on the Nintendo Switch to see if it's a good market and if we can do it. Are we able as a studio to make a port on Switch? It looks like we can, except the online that didn't move to Switch, but we're considering maybe the Nintendo Switch platform for Night Squad 2 is still not sure yet.
That was Nintendo's fault with the online.
Yeah. Right?
I was talking with our technical director, and it was pretty much it would be killing the deal. I was like, let's do that that Night Squad Switch port, and he came back to me. It's either we do it without online or we don't do it. Okay, let's do it without online. But instead, what we decided to do at that moment it's a small thing. It's not like putting online there. We said, okay, let's just slap the DLC content in it and not raise the price. It's just the same. So it's the same price as on the Xbox One, but you get all the DLC content. That's 3 nights and 4 modes. So normally the original Night Squad has 9 modes. So if you've played on Switch with all the 13 different game modes, that's because there's the 4 from the DLC.
Okay.
So that's what we figured.
Still a lot though.
But it's still worth it.
Yeah, it's a ton of game modes, and it's part of our I can say our philosophy with a party game like Night Squad. It's that as long as there's something else to try, people are gonna come back to it.
Yeah.
Right.
So if the game is always the same and there's nothing new to try, they might have fun. They might have fun for 1 evening, 2 evenings maybe, and then they say, "Oh, I've played it. It's done. I've played Night Squad. I can move on to another game." But having a lot of game modes makes you want to always try something different.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
agree
what
with
we were
that.
doing.
That's-
I'm like, yo, these,
agree with
and they all feel different.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
different strategy for each
Yeah.
each mode. I mean, for me, it felt maybe pretty much the same because I was winning them all. But I mean,
Anyway,
Oh, God. What the hell?
When you win, it's all the same.
it's just it's a W. It's always a W. You know?
We're cutting off his mic.
yeah, please turn that man's mic off.
When you originally made it, did you make it like a gauntlet, like as practice, before you actually had the idea to put in everything you did?
No, originally, there's this cool story to be told about Night Squad. As a studio, we were quite young at that point. We were founded in 2012, in Quebec City, that's what we were from. There was this new game jam project called the Pixel Challenge that was announced. So it's a 48-hour game jam, cramming a lot of small indie developer at the same place and like make a game in 48 hours, and the winner is gonna take home the prize. And we have a small but striving game developing community in Quebec City. So we signed up for that first one, that very first edition of the Pixel Challenge. And going into that, David, who's our gameplay programmer and also game designer, he thinks of all the game ideas. He came up with that idea that it would be fun to make a game that's with 8 players at the same time. That was pretty much the idea. That's what would be unique about it. And then we went into that game jam. They had a theme. That's something we kind of didn't prepare for, but we're like, there's going to be a theme, but we're going to just slap that theme on top of our game. And the theme was, it was kind of weird. It was my first time. It really sounded like
First time.
That's weird. So the first edition, our prototype that we developed in 48 hours for that Night Squad was called First Time Night. And the idea with the game, it was the Grail. So the first game mode was Grail. And it's stuck. It's always like our classic game mode. It's Grail, Capture the Grail. But in that version of Night Squad, Capture the Grail, every time you did something for the first time, you earn more points. So fast forwarding through the story, we won that game jam. Came back with a first prize, and people had a lot of fun. It was a live event, so people were there physically. And they, when the challenge was done, everyone was like going around and playing each other's game. So our game being a very multiplayer focused game, a lot of people gathered around our stations, and it had a lot of fun. So we figured that we won the contest and people had fun. So maybe we found something.
Yeah.
So that was. I'll send you guys a video of that prototype. You'll see that we already nailed most of the spirit of Night Squad. We nailed it in 48 hours.
Wow,
in
that's
that
cool.
game.
That's awesome.
During that game jam.
Yeah.
So after that's one of the reasons why there are so many game modes in Night Squad, is that, well, that's not enough to be a game, right? So the prototype was, it's not enough to be a game. So what can we do? Well, we can make more maps, maybe change the objective around. So we wanted to keep that core that we knew was good and make it a full-blown product that we can sell. So we need to add more stuff, and adding more game mode was the logical choice. Let's just make more maps with more modes, but keep the same mechanics because they work. Right. So that's how we made that happen. So we released on early access in 2014, and there was no online at that point. We figured, we should put online on a party game we released on PC. So it didn't work out super well, but we had we started the conversation with Xbox, and that's what opened all of our doors. We released on Xbox in 2015, and it's still doing great today, and we're really happy with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's a great
Definitely
game.
well deserved.
Yeah.
Definitely well deserved. I remember when we have a show on the channel, Indie eShop Recap, where we go over indie games and the trailers and stuff like that, and we saw it in there. I'm like, this looks very fun. I'm like, there's something about this game. I'm like, it's got, not only does it look clean, but obviously the Gauntlet elements, the Bomberman elements stood out to me, and I'm like, I could see this on our Versus show, because this looks like there's going to be a lot of yelling, a lot of screaming,
Yes.
a lot, and that always makes for entertainment. There's a lot of screaming at each other, and I'm like, yeah, this is something that
For a
I can-
multiplayer
Yeah.
gaming channel, it's
that's right up our alley. Yeah,
It's perfect.
right up our
Perfect,
alley.
man.
Yep.
and it's actually
And we witnessed the screaming and the shouting. We witnessed that. We witnessed that on your show, but we witnessed that also on the day of the game jam, that was already happening. So we
Okay.
at that point, any intelligent studio would do the right thing. You found something fun, okay, keep
Yep.
that's precious.
Right.
That build something around it now, but you found something special, keep it. So we've had that philosophy. That's also how we build our other games. So we found the fun. Now you just build on it.
Yeah, actually, it's funny you mentioned Game Jam, because I was actually going to ask you if you've ever entered one, and we've had a guest before in the past that had Oxyjet,
Oh yeah, they were on the competition. Yeah.
and they won a competition, a Game Jam competition.
That's
And
a
it was
great
also-
idea.
And it was also a co-op game.
And they had like what 48 hours also.
Yeah,
Right?
48
Yeah,
hours,
48 hours.
And they had a theme, and it was I forgot what their theme was, but it was another good game. But yeah, man, there's something to be said about game.
There's a
Jam.
lot of talent that comes out of it.
Yeah, it's like when you
Yeah, because you get forced to kind of
cre-
go for it.
creatively.
There's no hesitation. You only have 48 hours, so you kind of commit to one idea.
Right.
Because after a few hours, you can't change your mind now.
Right.
It's too late.
Right.
So commit to it. You thought of that. Now try to make it
Right.
fun. So that's how you build something, and it kind of teaches you that it cannot be applied to all kinds of games. Like the best example are narrative games, where it's not really the mechanic, but it's more of the story that you can't really build a story in a game jam. But anyway, all of those mechanical games, you can iterate on a lot of games very fast. So if you've done with a studio with a game at your studio and you're looking for another game, just do an internal game jam or something, or just bounce idea around. It's where the best ideas come out.
Yeah.
Well, that's where
To me.
that's where the Bomberman aspect came from. We found that gameplay, stuck with it. That's what works.
Right.
But what's funny is Bomberman has kept that same play mechanic
Same thing,
since
yeah.
the very
When it
beginning
works.
of their game.
Yeah.
When it works, it
And
works.
They just kept it going.
Yep.
Same with Tetris, pretty much. Like
Well,
you find
Tetris-
something that's fun,
Well, going with what you were saying before, was is like adding a bunch of different
then you add
modes.
stuff. Yeah.
They did that with Tetris. Like Tetris is actually, they ported it over to so many
The
consoles.
hard part is figuring out how to
And
do it different.
There's so
Yeah.
many different versions of Tetris.
Without compromising
Without
the
ruining
gameplay.
the
Yeah.
game.
But they've
Yeah.
added so many modes and so many different play styles and stuff like that.
But there is a Tetris or fake Tetris that they tried to do
Oh,
when
yeah,
they
that's
added
it.
more
Yes.
blocks to each
Yes,
thing and they
yes, yes.
ruined the shapes,
Yeah,
destroyed the game.
Oh,
That's what I
yeah.
mean. By
The
You
Tetris-
can't get too
that's
creative.
such a
Yeah.
game.
Tetramino
That's
is
not
four
Tetris.
is 4 blocks put together. That's
You
what
can't
a Tetramino
change
is.
what's
So
fun
there's
about
only
it.
a
Yeah.
certain amount of shapes that you can make with that, right?
So if it's not
they,
broke, no
they
fix
just
it.
added extra. I remember that.
But you can say that that's why Bomberman isn't as big as it is now. I mean,
Right.
you think it would be way bigger now since online is such a big thing.
Yeah.
And arena modes, you think they would figure out how to do a Bomberman with arena modes.
It's crazy
But
because they
But
even
13 modes based on what you thought was fun to begin with, and
That's
to
awesome.
have them
Yeah.
all
Work.
on top of that,
Right.
that's the hard part.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Sure. There's a lot of technical work behind that, also to make it work on all of the platforms, on online as well. And we figured it out when we said that it was a logical step. When you find something fun and you build it on top, you want to make sure that a lot of people can enjoy it. So that's what we did.
Was there ever any talk about any campaign mode in the first one? I'm not sure what's going on for the second one yet, but has there any talk about a campaign mode?
No, well, in the first one, we ended up. You can see it. It's on all the platforms. We slapped on a single player
With
mode.
the dragons and all that, yeah.
The challenges,
Yep.
because we felt like it kind of needed something to be done solo. However, for the second one, we're not going to that direction because we have the experience of the first one, and the amount of work we needed to put in that mode, those challenge, is insane compared
Yeah.
to how much people are absolutely not playing them. It's not Night Squad. It's like a Night Squad mini game, but that has taken a lot of time.
Yeah.
and game design efforts to kind of make those unique enemies and figure out these stages. Some people enjoy them, but they're not part of the Night Squad 2. I think it's not. If you were ever to be doing something that would be more co-op or more single player, it would have to be kind of a completely different game.
Yeah, I was thinking the same
because
thing.
because it would be the focus of Night Squad 2 is multiplayer.
Party.
But you need to be able to do something when you're single player. So the idea is we worked a lot on the AIs. They're not perfect on the first one. They're pretty rough. So we improved a lot on the AI, so they're more fun to play against. So it's still a lot of fun to play even if you're alone. And of course, we really we're working on a much better online environment, so you can play online and it's smoother. And yeah, so it felt like the having a single player campaign wasn't the thing to do.
One of the
Because it's a lot of work making a multiplayer game. It's a multiplayer focused game is not a lot of game design work.
Right.
It's complicated on a lot of other levels, but it's doesn't take a lot of level design. It doesn't take a lot of narrative that a single player campaign would require.
One of the things that I love watching you guys play was what was it, Juggernaut mode when you take control of the boss basically, and every time you got to kill him.
Minigun.
With
And then
the
they can take
minigun.
over. Yeah,
Minigun. Yeah.
That's so fun to watch. But
Yeah.
a lot of games, I haven't seen a lot of games take advantage of that type of thing. Where I've seen it a few times where you fight the boss, and if you beat that boss is a character or a person, and if you beat that, you get to be the boss.
You become
and
them.
Then you have to kill up everybody. I've seen that sometimes, but it's not like a thing, like a genre that. But you think it would be because it's so much fun.
Yeah.
And the way you did it in there, simple, very simple, and that's what's good about it.
Oh, it's
Because you don't have to
crazy.
think too hard to figure out what's going on. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I got it. Everybody's dead. And it's
Yeah,
fun to see the reactions.
Yeah.
And just about the little bit of room you give them to try and get rid of that boss. But not a lot. Like, you just can't run up to him. Kamikaze never works. Unless it's like a last second thing and you're like, I got to get him out of here.
No.
But that's a great mode. I really enjoyed watching that.
I like the
Juggernaut is one of one of the crowd favorites when we're kind of polling the community to see which game modes they play the most. It's one of and it's the most unfair of all of the game.
It gives you so much power, and it's just like
Get away from me.
you know.
I like the announcer voice.
Yeah,
Did
who
you
is
guys
that?
find
They did a good job. Who is that?
That was an awesome.
Well, in the first one, it's a cool story. It's not a person. It's a software.
Oh
No
wow!
way.
What?
It's actually a software that kind of it doesn't exist anymore. We couldn't use it for Night Squad 2. We wanted to.
It's such a
so we got
great voice.
a voiceover artist that sounds like that.
Fucking awesome.
But yeah, it was actually a program that existed back in the day.
Wow.
That David, our game designer, audio director, and gameplay programmer, the guy that does a lot of things, you found that, and yeah, you just write the lines, and he says that.
Wow.
It's like
So-
a Bonzi buddy.
But a
Yeah,
clear,
yeah.
But a clear one.
clear,
Clear
good
one.
one. Yeah.
So we use that for Night Squad 1. Night Squad 2, we have a voiceover artist. It's gonna be helping us kind of recreate that mood
Awesome.
Okay.
of the first announcer.
I got such a Mortal Kombat vibe.
Same.
Yeah, I was like, I love how it just like.
Unreal Tournament.
Yeah,
Mortal
absolutely,
Kombat. That's-
It really gets you hyped up too.
I
when you
liked
hear
it.
You're like,
I
wow.
liked it a lot.
It's intense. It's
Yeah.
epic.
You're like, oh shit, I'm ready. Oh yeah, ready. Fight.
Well, tell us about this sequel that's coming out.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be soon, right?
Yeah, but soonish. It's planned for the holidays.
okay.
Okay.
So we're working on that to be released on PC and Xbox One for the holidays. We actually have announced a month ago, almost precisely a month ago. So it leaves us a small time to kind of advertise the game and get people to try it. We have a demo on Xbox next week.
Oh,
If any of you or your viewers have an Xbox One, they can play the demo for free next week.
Oh, that's right.
It's part of the Xbox
Yes.
Games Festival
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
So we're part of that. The demo is still a demo, so it doesn't have a lot of stuff. There's only 3 game modes, and there's there's still no online. Working on that. It's more complicated on console. If we ever get a PC demo going on, it's gonna have online, of course. But we can't wait to get some feedback next week about it. In terms of what's the game, we really exactly like I was describing how we went from the prototype to Night Squad 1. We're doing the same process for Night Squad 2. We're keeping what's precious and what's working with Night Squad 1. We're just building on top.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So we one of the big things that we've heard and were negative about the first one. One of the biggest was the art style, because it was retro, retro and 2D. So it didn't. A lot of people don't like retro looking stuff. A lot of people do, but our goal was to reach a wider audience. So not only going to the retro gamer niche. So it's got a cartoonish 3D looks that's very modern.
Okay.
It takes a lot of work to work from 2D to 3D, but I think it's going to be worth it. And we have new game modes, we have new items, we have gameplay variants. That's because we want to, like I was describing for the Night Squad 1, our philosophy was if there's needs to be always something new to try. So we're putting that we're even further in Night Squad 2, as there's of course a lot of game modes, but also each of the game modes have their variations. For example, you can play Last Man Standing, but you can play it solo, you can play it in duos, you can play it in squads.
Ooh.
So you can have a team Last Man Standing.
awesome.
So it's a last team standing.
That's dope.
Cool.
That's
But
dope.
you can play Capture the Grail the same way. So there's 4 teams of 2 trying to get the Grail. So that's
fun.
customization, but we are also adding customization on the items, just a bit like Super Smash Brothers. So you can decide which items you want not to spawn.
That's good. That's always good to have.
Or
Yeah.
one of my favorite is to have only one sort of item to spawn, and that makes for really crazy
That does.
matches.
It's like a tower.
And you can also, and you can do crazy stuff. The idea of Night Squad was never to be fair. It's just made to be fun. So I've tried it. You can have a match that the only item that spawns are the freeze curse. So you just keep freezing. Everyone runs for the freeze curse, and everyone is just freezing all the time.
That's
And
awesome.
it's a lot of strategy to go for the freeze curse. Anyway, and you can also control which item you start with. So if you want to have a match where everyone starts with a level 2 laser gun, well, everyone starts with a level 2 laser gun, and it's crazy fun. And on top of that, we're also adding things that we call modifiers. So things that changes the physics in the game or some of the rules. For example, we have exploding bodies. So once you die, you explode. So it makes for more chaos. We also have slippery floors. So the movement it slips around, and you're like, whoa, you're having difficulty controlling your character. It's silly, frustrating, but also
But it's
fun.
perfect for a
That's
party
fun.
game.
That sounds like a lot
Exactly.
of fun.
Yeah.
So all of these things added up. We wanted to have a game that has even more to do, and hopefully it's gonna resonate with the Night Squad 1 crowd.
Okay.
And
Looking
more.
forward to it, man.
And more.
Looking forward to
And
it,
more,
man.
yeah.
I can't think of.
Yeah, there's a lot more. Some game modes are not making the cut, though.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That might make some people sad.
Ooh.
For now,
Well, you have to
we-
wait and see what's with the demo and everything, right?
yeah. Well, for now we're pretty advanced. Don't know if you're familiar with all the process of publishing a game on a console, like on the Xbox and Nintendo Switch, for example. It takes quite a bit of lead time before you're done with the game and actually launching the game.
Okay.
If you don't plan for that, you're gonna be in trouble and you're gonna be pushing back your release. So we really want to hit that holiday 2020
Gotcha.
release window. So the game is almost done.
Gotcha.
We have like 2 or 3 months of development, and then we're completely done. So there are some game modes that we've decided are not making the cut unless a lot of people are gonna be saying, "Oh, where's my prison,
Gotcha.
my jailbreak, for example? Jailbreak
Okay.
hasn't made the cut."
They'll tell you on Twitter.
Yeah. Twitter will be all over that.
Yeah. Get angry. I don't know. But we didn't feel like it was bringing a lot of new stuff. I think there's Prison Break and Arms Race. These are the two that we're pretty confident that they were not played a lot in the first one.
Okay.
So
Well, you know what?
we'll see.
I'll say,
It's going to be easy to put them back in afterward.
I'll say this though: anybody who complains about not having those modes that are taken out in the second one, just get the first one. That's how it won.
First
There
one
you go.
still
Problem
exists.
solved.
Exactly.
How much did feedback in the first game, during the beta, how much feedback did you listen to?
Quite a lot. That's the strength of having a game on early access. So the kind of people that purchase games on early access, they want to give you your feedback. They don't want to just passively play a game and say, I didn't like it. They're a nice crowd usually. They're really they're used to playing unfinished games. So they give us a lot of feedback. They help us bring the game to the next level and ready for a release on console, which is a place where people are not really on feedback. They give you their review and that's it.
Right.
There's no way kind of to improve that. So really, it's a good process going on to early access. And one thing that stood out was make that game online, guys.
Yes. Yes.
We did. Well, for PC and Xbox One, we did.
How do you feel about game demos? Like in the past, I know you've developed other games previously before Night Squad, but what are your feelings on demos? Do you think you should start off with a demo or a trailer, or like what's?
Yeah, it's a tricky thing, demos, especially on PC because people can kind of hack through the content and now they have your game forever. And on console, if you sell the game and also have a demo, you gotta be very careful what you put on that demo. We did put a demo on the Nintendo Switch because us releasing on Nintendo Switch was a bit experimental. It was a platform we never released on, a game that was 5-year-old, so our expectations were not enormous. So it's a good time to experiment.
Right.
And for now, we have a lot of people that downloaded the demo. The sales are okay. We just want to see how that will convert when we end up putting the game on sale, because that's how you move units in digital games. You just you release your game and then you make X amount of money and then wait for your first sale. Now you're gonna be making money because people are waiting for on digital games. They're used to sales.
Right.
So demos are a great way to get people hyped for a game before release. And once your game is released, it's a dangerous tool to play with. Because you can kind of ruin the chances of your game of ever making money if your demo is good, or if it's bad. It's the worst kind of thing. You don't make a demo if your game is bad. That's very good advice there. If your game is bad, no demo. If your game is good, but you're giving too much in your demo, you're gonna ruin your chances of making any kind of money.
Exactly, especially if it's not a narrative type game.
Exactly. You people are, and it's Night Squad is a very dangerous game to do a demo with. But we had our demo on Nintendo Switch is very limited. There are 3 game modes. There are 3 game modes, but there's only one map for each, and you can't control the variables like the time, There's last man standing in there, so it's always 3 kills. So not a lot of control there. And once you finish a match, we put you on screen saying, oh, there's a lot more in the real Night Squad. Get it. And then you play again. Then there's a screen is there again. We want to kind of incite people to kind of look into all of these other modes, and you can find in the real game.
And that's exactly what I would do. I would put like a 60-second timer though.
Yeah, yeah.
Cut.
Yeah.
And then show the
It's,
trailer and like, look, there's so much
after
more.
each of the matches.
Yep.
Yeah, after each of the matches, it might be a little bit annoying, but right now we have like I think 20,000 people who've downloaded the demo.
Ooh.
They've played the demo. They've not purchased the game. So all of these people, if they've played the game, we have a chance of making them leap into purchasing the full game.
Yep.
So it's an experiment. But that is always that's the case of releasing with a demo. But having a demo before you release, if you control it well, like for example next week with Xbox, I have full confidence in Xbox. If they tell us that the game, the demo will be available from this date to that date, and after that they pull the plug, I'm confident that no one will keep a version of that demo on their Xbox One. It's going to be pulled out, and it's a great way to get people excited about the game. We're really, really excited about next week.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
I'm excited.
I know when
It's gonna be fun.
I'm glad it's not coming out. The new one's not coming out like really soon, because I'm like, we just started messing around with the first one. I'm like, give us a little time on the channel, damn it. I'm like, shit.
I know. We knew it would be it would be a bit not weird, but particular to kind of in the same year release the port of Night Squad 1 on Switch and then release Night Squad 2. Not sure if we're going to be releasing Night Squad 2 on Switch yet. But still, we know it's a bit weird, but that's how our production. We wanted the Night Squad 1 on Switch a lot earlier, but it was our first game releasing on Switch. It was more complicated than expected. But we've learned that's the whole point of that. That's the whole point of the Night Squad 1 on Switch experiment was to learn how to make a game for Switch.
Yeah.
Now
Cool.
We just found
got
out about
good
it.
at
It's
it.
funny because it's like it makes sense though. It makes sense because how many indie games do you know that are released on Steam first,
Oh yeah.
and then like a year later, you see it on the Switch.
But you'll
or
forget.
see it on the,
You wouldn't even remember it was on
yeah,
Steam
and then,
by then.
you know, you think it's a new game when it's on the Switch, but then you
Yeah.
look back and when you do
Oh,
your
yeah.
research, you're
Yep.
like, oh, this was available on Steam.
I was surprised of how long it's been available.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
have I been
Same.
sleeping? Or like, what the hell?
At 5 years, yeah.
But I didn't hear. I
Big.
didn't know about it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that just goes to show the power of like the Switch and how open they are to indie developers.
We're having it on multiple systems also.
That helps.
Well,
that,
that
definitely
too.
helps.
Because I have Steam. I never use Steam. Come on.
Yeah, yeah.
I downloaded games on there like a couple times. They've never been played, never downloaded.
Oh.
But they were like $1. So
Steam is very difficult for indie
Oh,
games.
sure.
It does. A few years back, it was like you got to put your game on Steam. It's gonna make a lot of money. Now there's so many games on Steam.
Oversaturated.
You kind of get a few hours of glory, and within those few hours, if you don't get it right, and you didn't generate the hype
yeah.
you wanted with your game, on Steam you're dead. Your time is gone. You had few hours. For example, our game succeeded. The first Night Squad succeeded not because of Steam. It succeeded because we released on Xbox One, and it really performed super well on Xbox One. It actually isn't doing very well on Steam, and it has never been. I've actually personally never worked on a game that worked on Steam. So I'm like, please, God. And I hope that next Night Squad 2 is going to work on Steam.
Right.
We're doing everything we can.
Right.
I've almost never made any commercial success on Steam. I've done games for Xbox One, back in the day on PlayStation 3, and Xbox One, Nintendo Switch is doing pretty good. But on Steam, I don't know how to do it. And I'm the marketing guy. I should know how to do it. I don't understand
Wow.
Steam. I'm trying to get better at it.
Will Night Squad 2 have any enhancements on the Series X?
Right now, we can't say because we don't have the material to make sure that we do. It's been a big year for Xbox. It's been a big year for everyone because of the pandemic and all of that stuff. So all the process is getting longer, and of course, we're not the first call to get the material to prepare for Series X. So the big guys, they got their material, but we're waiting in line. Of course, we would like our game to be optimized for Series X.
Okay.
So once we figure out exactly what that means, we'll go through the documentation, we'll optimize the game, and hopefully it's gonna be on time. But we don't know.
All right.
Well, definitely. One of the things that I know that we try to do when we do the indie eShop is we try to shed light on indie games and developers that
People might not know.
Yeah, and normally wouldn't see the light of day.
Yep.
You know,
Because there's so many games on the Switch that come out every day.
It's like
Yeah.
thousands.
Yeah.
Thousands.
way
of
too many.
games.
It's almost on a Steam level. Almost.
So-
Not
Oh
quite
no,
a
it's
Steam.
still no, not
Not
quite.
quite, but it's-
I was looking at it very, very carefully when we were about to launch Night Squad on Switch. I was looking at the eShop every day, looking at what the games are coming up and where we'll be standing. So how many other games will be launching on the same day? Any big titles going on, and we're quite in the clear. It was a good timing. I don't remember which game it was. Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest games that released. I think a day before us, or so that was the like kind of the dangerous title.
Right.
But on Steam, there's like 100 games every day.
You'll
It's
never
it's
see.
it's crazy. So many indie developers with no sense of marketing will go in there saying, "I'm gonna make a game." They're gonna pour their hearts out, and work on a game so hard for like 2 years, and they could put it on Steam, and they're gonna miss their 6 hours or so of fame, and then they're gonna make zero money out of that. And it breaks my heart, but that's what happens when you open up a store to basically anyone can release a game on Steam. It's too easy. There's no filter.
Yeah, you got to be able to find it.
Do you think? Do you think it's more difficult to be discovered on Steam or in the mobile gaming?
Oh God. On mobile.
I see.
Mobile.
I see. Really?
It's too difficult.
Really?
Mobile is a horrible market to market a game into, especially as indies.
Right.
As indies,
Yes.
there's like there are no options other than making a game that would be free to play. Of course, it has to be free to play. If you don't have a big brand, you have not released on another platform before. We see some stories of a very successful game on Steam that actually get a port on mobile, and they make money. That's great. But if it's your first platform, I don't even know how to begin with that. You gotta have a free-to-play game and be very lucky. And then like go viral. You need to go viral because the top spots on mobile are always taken by very big corporations. They have a lot of money, and they keep the reason why they're still on top is they keep investing in advertising. They're never stopping. The advertising for these free-to-play games is always on the level of the money they're making. So they keep making money. They keep investing. It never ends. So how do you get visible out of that? It's just impossible. So I said that I don't like Steam. Well, mobile is even more.
I was curious
to get discovered. Like there's a ton of great mobile games, but to be on a marketing perspective, to be discovered, it's the worst. And like the Google Play, the Android store is a mess. I worked on a game. I will not name it because I don't want the studio to like knock on my door. So on a previous studio I worked before we released a game on the Google Play Store. We worked on that game of course, and thank God it was not the only platform released on. But we worked on that game for like almost 2 years. It made $100 on the Google Play Store.
Oh man.
And not more than that.
Oh.
And I guess, and that probably happened in the first a few days,
Oh,
and then it's over. It's just over. You don't get up for that. So and because the store is what it is. If we didn't have a big brand as a studio, we're pretty unknown, and we didn't sign any licensing for that. So we were going with our own IPs that no one knew about. The game was a bit subpar, so it wasn't the best of all of those games there. So why have a success on that platform when there are so many great games there and games that are investing money in? So
You're right. It's always
I hate it.
It's always that one
Hate it.
company.
Yeah.
Like a couple of companies that keep their stuff up there all the time, and they're
Yeah.
always
Yeah,
huge.
Supercell, King, you name it. I've never looked. I have not looked at the gaming section of Google Play Store for like a year, but I'm pretty sure that right now in the top 10, there must be 2 games by Supercell and at
Let me
least
check.
2 by King and 1 by EA.
Let me
Why?
check. Yes, you're right about the EA because I actually downloaded one today. I saw somebody on the subway playing this game, and I was like, it reminded me of Burnout, and it looked like Burnout,
They have a ton of
and I
those.
thought it was, and
Yeah.
I was like, let me look it
There's
up.
like 9
And of course, it was. I was like, oh man.
You got it. You got
And it was
caught.
a free to play,
You
and
got
I got caught. I didn't
Got
you know,
caught.
Got him.
like,
Nah, I mean
Wow.
the racing games on there are fun.
and it was not
You
bad.
don't even hit
It's-
accelerate though. You just met it.
Yeah, no, you don't steer or anything. It's just it's auto
definitely-
steer, whatever. But it's,
But the same game. It's the same game.
yeah,
It's just the 13th
but
iteration.
yeah.
But you're talking about a great point. Discoverability is I think, but I'm very biased because I'm the marketing guy. It's the single hardest thing there is in the indie game market right now. Making a game, again, I'm very biased. Making a game isn't that hard from my perspective. A lot of people are making great games. We see a lot of great games everywhere. We have a lot of great indie developers just in our city, and Quebec City isn't a huge city, but some games I see that they might hit a wall right at launch because happens to be not on the right day or I don't know, for whatever reason,
Right.
but they don't get discovered. And most of the stores, all of the stores, they mostly work with what's recent. So if you miss your launch day, you're done.
There's no way to find it.
Especially on Steam, but on other platforms, there's kind of ways to get back on the visibility because games they last longer on the most recent, but on Steam is a few hours.
Right.
You have a few hours before you're dropped down out of the new and trending section, and then you're done.
Damn.
Wow. I know on the Nintendo eShop, a lot. And of course we all do it. We go to the the sale.
The deals.
The sales the way to get back on the front page.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. That's something I need to try. However, it's not as simple as just putting it
right.
put a deal on it.
Right.
It's curated by Nintendo, not even Nintendo America, from what people have been telling me from Nintendo America. So it's curated by Nintendo headquarters. So you can't touch that. So put your game on deal, and you might appear there if it's a really good deal.
Right.
So it's either a big franchise or
10 cents.
9 cents, 10
yeah.
cents.
and a ridiculous amount of discount.
I've seen games go for 9 cents, and
Yeah,
then
10
and then
95% discount.
for like 2 days, and then of course you see them in the top sold games. Or
Then they
whatever,
jump back up.
Of course.
and then they goes right back to regular price.
They have to.
I've seen that.
You
I'm
kidding
like,
me?
what? Wait, what? So it's in a way I understand from an indie developer standpoint. It's like we need to be known.
You know how much it costs to
And the way
try
they-
and advertise your way back up to someone like that?
But the thing is, it's like all right, the Wii U, right, and also
Well, their store is better.
the 3DS.
Nintendo store is
the 3DS
trash.
also had a way better store, and one of the things that I liked about the Wii U store and also the eShop in the Wii U and also in the eShop in the 3DS is that they had a section for indies,
Mm-hmm.
specifically for indies, and they also had like a daily like highlight of
They would
indie
show you what's
games
good, yeah.
every day. So it was like,
And they wouldn't get 300 games a day, though.
Well, they
That's
wouldn't
another
get that.
thing.
They wouldn't get.
That's
the,
too much, man. That's
They
way
wouldn't
too
get the
Yeah, you cover
volume
all
that
that ground.
they do now. But it would be nice to see that implemented because, how long? The Switch has been out for how long now? 3 years?
Over 3, almost 4.
Yeah.
Over 3 years now.
Almost 4, yeah.
So, like, there hasn't really been a major update.
They
to
have never.
Their, to
Well,
their
they did.
eShop.
They changed that you could put more pictures or it moves.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you
yeah.
scroll
When
over it
when
and
you
it moves a
hover
little bit.
over
Yeah.
yeah. But
But true. There are more sections would definitely be helpful.
yes,
Maybe sections based on the genre. I don't know how they could improve it, but discoverability on Nintendo Switch isn't incredible.
Right.
It's not as bad as Steam because
Oh,
at least the amount of new games every day, I would say it's around 4 or 5 new games every day.
I'd say you'd be safe for the month.
So what?
I'd say you'd be safe for the month at least for discoverability, almost.
on Steam.
Well,
You
yeah,
can see on Nintendo
On Nintendo, yeah.
because you can see the recent
Yeah,
releases and
yeah.
what's upcoming.
Yeah.
exactly. Before you're bumped out of the recent release, I don't know. I don't remember exactly. It took us 2 weeks and a half. I think we were still in. Oh, at the end, you're really low in the page, but you know that's a very frequently visited page. People are really recently. So, what's new on the Switch? It just makes sense. But there's still work to be done. They could improve it. They could
I
improve it.
wonder why they don't listen. They obviously have heard
Yeah.
that they can fix it for
Yeah.
years, and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
just haven't done an update. How that the way they done that store has to be so badly programmed that they really can't go in there and change how they do it. Otherwise, because they've heard,
Maybe.
I
Or
honestly
maybe
think,
they don't care.
but they've
well,
heard though.
I
They-
honestly think that they probably because of the failure of the Wii U, because that's the
well, that's
eShop.
not the digital part of it.
Well, I'm just saying
Yeah, I
the
know.
eShop and the Wii U was awesome. There was nothing wrong with that. That was the way to do it because they highlighted everything, the indie games.
Listen, they're online
Every
and they're
type of-
digital.
but
It just needs to be fixed.
I think that they wanted to separate themselves so far away from that. They were like, we're gonna go in a different direction completely.
They still have to hear feedback.
And it's
Though.
like,
They still got to
I
hear.
honestly don't think they care.
I don't know.
Because it's
No.
not hurting them.
Yeah, but it would help so many indie developers.
It'd
to
be
have
awesome.
A slight tweak.
It would be awesome if they fixed it.
Because they
but-
have to be like, yo, we're getting too much. I mean, I don't know how much money they're getting by just chucking everything on. You heard? They had what was it? Don't Get Caught.
Oh
the
god.
game where you're
You get masturbating,
where you're,
and then you try not to get caught masturbating.
and you're in the car or whatever. You
Yeah.
get, every time the guy looks over, you gotta stop.
That
Like,
made it to the Nintendo Switch for. It never was released.
Oh
though.
God!
It was on the PC, obviously.
It wasn't
but
released
it made
on
it
the
on
Switch.
there.
But it made it on.
It got pulled
Why
off.
is that a game? It got pulled off. Pun intended.
Well, yeah, it's
And
gone.
there
now.
we have the opening for the podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, that didn't make it. But there was another game that was on there that had the Zelda music, the theme music,
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
and it was direct rip and put in the indie game. And I was like, no one is watching or seeing what's going on
there's no monitoring.
in there, and it's terrible.
Yeah. If
Stop
that
taking-
makes
Not
it
good.
if that makes it in there, then no one's watching a damn thing. No one's
Stop taking this trash
How does that go by?
and put in the good stuff and then highlight it.
Who's
Yeah.
monitoring
How hard
this?
is
Yeah, that was supposed to be the vision. When the Nintendo Switch was announced and the conversation, of course, in the industry among indie developer were like, oh, this is going to be a gold mine, and not a lot of games will be there, and everyone was, of course, shortly after the Switch was announced, everyone was talking with Nintendo, like, okay, I want to be in there. And then their usually their response was, oh, we're gonna approach was gonna be very curated and want to select the games that will be there. But it clearly and it makes sense. It was a strategy for the beginnings of the console.
Right.
Now that's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, it's for a lot of games are very similar to what you could see on Android store, and that's kind of a shame. But I guess that it's not bad for the console because if those games are selling.
That's it. Yeah.
They are. I've heard a lot of people.
It's a win-win for them. Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people say that digitally their games have done the best on Switch, and I guess it's selling. There's enough systems.
Yeah,
out there. I think the company that did it the best
it's doing great.
was Xbox Live Arcade. I think they did the best with their indie stuff. They had like Indie Week. They had like highlights on them every time. They had the Summer of Indies. They did great. I mean, obviously there wasn't the tidal wave of titles like now, but there's just so much good stuff out right now. I don't know how they would even implement that anymore. But top 10 something. Anything. But then they'll be getting paid off. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. They'll be like, let me in the top 10. I'll give you this and this. And then you'll have the same games by EA and all that in there. So
it's a lot of corruption in there.
Top 10 indie. Please don't pay them off. Like, come on. It's something.
The indies, man.
But yeah, I mean, hopefully they figure something out and change it. Or Xbox gets their stuff together and does another type of Xbox Live Arcade again.
Hey, there ain't no wrong with that. I like that.
Have you ever developed anything for? I know you said the Google Play Store, but have you done iOS at all?
Yeah. Well, we have not done that as a studio, but in previous work, I worked for games that were released on iOS.
Okay, and they're very strict, right?
More strict, yeah, a lot stricter on. Well, compared to Android, it's a lot stricter. Yes. But like if you compare it to a console like Xbox or Nintendo Switch, it's still quite easy to release on mobile on iOS.
Really?
I heard Xbox is super strict about getting
going into a console. It's a whole other game. If you're an indie developer that's released your games always on PC on Steam, and you get into I'm going to release on a console. Okay, get ready, dude, because there's a lot of work. Yeah. It's a lot of work, a lot of documentation, and they want to make sure that, I don't know how these, like we're talking crappy games on Nintendo Switch. I don't know how they do it, to be honest.
Nobody's watching.
Wow.
They just throw it in there.
I don't know how the heck.
But they have. Everyone on Nintendo Switch, every game is getting looked at by the team. It's called going through the certifications. So there are just official Nintendo staff looking at all of those games because they wouldn't end up on the store.
I believe they're hiring.
Well, after that incident, that probably like raised some eyebrows. Like, wait, what the heck is going on?
Have you played that one? You approved it? Oh yeah.
Nope. It was fun.
That's crazy, though. No, to let something like that fall through the cracks like that it's just like, wow, wait a minute.
Nintendo's not really family friendly anyway. If you look
not
at their
anymore.
Games now, no, not
anymore.
Now. There's a lot of mature rated games in there now.
Yeah, but the only reason why I asked you that is because I always associate, to me personally, I always thought or associate like Apple and Nintendo are very similar, and like
you
even
think Apple would have bought them
in their pricing and like the way they, like how Nintendo games never go down in price. They're very
they're super strict.
They're very strict.
$5 discount.
Yeah, after like 4 years,
maybe.
But and also with like the type of stuff that they allow on their, console, and also with iOS, it's like with certain apps, it's like they're very strict with their. They're very similar as far as how they do that, but
they're very similar about how much money they make. That's the
how they preserve their brand. They're really protective of their brand. Both of these companies.
Yeah.
I got a question.
They want to.
What's the question?
Yeah,
I got a pretty good question here.
That's a pretty good question.
Well, I noticed there's a nice variety of character designs in the first Night Squad. Is there going to be a bigger variety in part 2? And are you thinking about adding characters with long blonde hair?
What?
Long blonde hair? No, not yet.
No, Laurent, you were right when you said no.
Yeah,
you were right when you said no.
Nothing.
But yeah,
no.
Just like Smash Ultimate, every night is back. In Night Squad 2, we're planning to bring everyone back, but we also want to add some new nights that we're working on, because that was one of our biggest surprise with Night Squad 1 is how people kind of felt attached to the knights, even if their entire personality was one animation and one color. But people were like, "Oh, this is my dude." I
felt that too.
play solo.
Yeah.
I play solo all the time. He's my dude. Blah blah blah. And like, okay, you really feel connected with that character based on
The color.
nothing, and gameplay wise, they're all the same.
Yeah.
So we were really surprised that people were asking for more knights, and we're like, really, more knights? Like not more game modes and more knights. So and we did that. We actually added early in 2016. We added some more knights. We added Sinister, the Black Knight, and Salmon, the Fish Knight, and also the DLC. The DLC contained 3 more knights. So and then people were super happy with it. So of course, with Night Squad 2, we're gonna bring more knights,
Nice.
and we're also finding a bit more space to kind of show off their personality.
That's awesome.
So they all have they have more customized animations when you select them, but also when they win. So we find small ways to kind of showcase their personality because people care. So we're trying to to really have each of them have their own personality, so people kind of feel like, oh, this is my night.
Yeah.
So going off that, there is an indie company that likes to do collaborations a lot, and they put this guy in like a lot of games. So there is a certain night. There's a Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people have probably suggested that you probably should talk to them.
I'm
and
sure
see.
there's licensing
Yeah,
issues
well-
with that. And
Well, they can talk.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
So-
but it's a character that's good. It's got added in a really ton of games,
Yep.
And
we'll have to see. Of course, it's a night.
It would seem like
So,
a good fit. Just thinking about
Or
it.
Like a good fit.
what's his name from Ghouls and Ghosts?
Yeah, that's harder to
Arthur.
get.
Oh, that's tougher. That's tougher.
Arthur would be way
Because you
harder.
can have
to
it,
get.
come on.
Shovel Knight
you know.
doesn't have a face.
Exactly.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, that would be cool.
you have
That
the
would be an
armor
awesome
fall
surprise. But we got to see what it is.
Well, he can't have a sword, though. He's gonna have he's gonna have a shovel.
A shovel sword. There you go.
There you go.
Just,
make
just
it-
touch him with it. It's fine. It'll work.
Make a stage on it, Just, have him as the enemy in the stage. Or something, right? Yeah.
Boss battle.
Ideas.
battle,
We
right?
got ideas.
We'll see. We
don't know.
have a ton of ideas. I was saying that the game is all. I can't say almost done, but we kind of really know what we'll be putting in the game. We kind of have froze the content. We know what we will not be adding into the game now that we're approaching our final milestones.
Right.
Well, we have a ton of ideas to what to add after the release, because that the goal will be to keep adding stuff on over the game. That's something that we didn't do with the first one, because it wasn't built that way. Technologically, it wasn't built in a way that it was easy to add more game modes, more maps, more characters. It wasn't made that way at all. There was no unlock system. The only unlock system we had was achievements. So that's why all the unlockable knights are linked to an achievement.
Okay.
If you want to get one knight, it's because you made an achievement. And so all of that, we took that into consideration for Night Squad 2, and it's really made to be upgraded with updates. So more game modes, more knights, more weapons, more variants. I was talking about those silly modifiers. If the community has a great idea of another gameplay modifiers like the exploding bodies or the slippery floor, we can add that.
Nice.
It will be very simple for us.
Will there be a night that says Night Squidod?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, the knights they don't talk, or unless his name would be Squidod.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you've noticed, but that's really something silly that we decided to just keep going to that direction. But all of the knights in Night Squad have their name starts with an S, and it's based on something really random. We were starting to, because initially in the prototype they didn't have names. There was only Red Knight, Blue Knight, blah blah. And when we started, we wanted to give them personality. We made a first one with art style, that had the S with a little crown on it. So the first, I don't remember which one we did first. Maybe it was Storm we did first. So we wrote the name like super cool marketing art of Storm with an S with a little crown, and we really like that S with a crown. So like, how about they all start with an S so we can keep that S with a crown?
Okay.
That would be really cool. So now we're stuck with that. We have I don't know, the initial Night Squad has how many knights? I think 12 or something like that. They all start with S. We're stuck.
Is there a bright,
We
a
can't.
bright sunny night? A bright yellow sunny
yet.
night?
Sunny, that would be a great name. We actually have one. We show briefly in the trailer. The concept art isn't done, but it's a samurai knight, and we're thinking calling him sushi, and we're not sure if it's going to be clever and funny or a bit offensive. So we're thinking about it.
I thought it was funny.
People
I know,
are too sensitive.
yeah.
Yeah, man. I
That's where
thought
it comes
was funny.
from.
Yeah, sushi's
Sushi's popular there.
Yeah, sushi's from Japan. So like, we're not saying that Japanese people are sushi.
Yeah.
No.
It's this little name.
It's just where it's from. Oh, man. That's great.
I would love to hear the announcer, whoever's announcing.
Sushi
No,
night.
no, not for that. Just to say Night Squidod. It would just be amazing. It would. I would drop on the floor.
Even if you had them just record that.
You just say
for us.
Squidod.
Yeah, okay. I'll think of it if I have extra words, because these things usually, when you have things recorded and you pay for X amount of words, and I got 2 words left.
There you go. Like, takes up how much time? Just say Squidod.
Nice. It'll be on the multiplayer.
Make that an
You have,
achievement.
Dude, I would
two.
lose my
that would be
mind.
awesome.
I would completely lose it.
But yeah, announcer. That's funny you talk about announcer, because that's something that we didn't find the time to kind of put it in there, and it would be kind of expensive because we have to record that for all of the lines. But one of the things we wanted, and we might add it after what we launch, if we get a lot of money, would be different announcers, because that putting a system of unlocking new announcers and activating said announcer in options, it's not that complicated.
Right.
We just need to find another voiceover our artist and
You can
record
do
it.
it.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Why not you?
Don't you do voice?
Yeah, I'll nominate myself for that one right there. Boom.
Not you.
Come on,
Okay,
why
okay.
not?
I'll do it.
I'm
That'd be
cheap.
funny.
I'm
down.
half price.
Come on.
Save money.
You can do the old man voice.
But we've seen other party games do it, and it's fun. And usually the community. One game that we looked into a lot was Move or Die. It's a party game on PC. I think it's also on PlayStation.
I heard of it.
And they had content creators and YouTubers also do announcers, and it was a good marketing move. But for now, the different announcers will be in different language. That's something we actually didn't translate anything in Night Squad 1, not even in French, and French is our language.
Wow.
So that was bad in terms of globally marketing a game. Translate your game. So the first one wasn't translated at all. It was only in English. Now we're aiming to translate the game in 14 different language. The idea is to kind of, like I was saying earlier, you take that something fun and you try to hit it worldwide. So we're trying to do that better with the second one. Hopefully we'll have like a Japanese announcer. I think I'm gonna activate Japanese just to have the Japanese voice announce the game and the double kill. I don't know how to say that in Japanese. Probably sounds awesome.
It does.
I think I'm gonna be playing in
activate that now, man.
Yeah.
I wish I.
I wouldn't even
Sounds
know
cool.
it.
Just have to navigating the menu might be a bit
Oh, yeah,
complicated. But if you know, just know.
Absolutely.
But any other questions, guys? You guys are good? Or?
I'm good.
No,
Yeah.
good.
I just want to see the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
well,
man.
You get to see a ton more of it next week. Hopefully, a lot of people will be maybe streaming it. Maybe, of course, we'll be sharing a lot of content. We've done that already. We had a friend of ours that's a streamer who actually on the day we announced the game, we gave him and his crew access to the current state of the PC build. So he played a lot of it. So I will send you that link if you missed it. You've probably seen the trailer, but he plays for like almost 2 hours, and he goes through most of the game modes, and they have a ton of fun. So you'll see more of that.
We'll be checking it out.
Hell yeah.
Definitely, man.
And we'll definitely be streaming.
But-
when it's
but-
out.
Yep.
Yeah, of
that's
course.
what I'm
And thank you for playing the first one and having fun with
Thanks
it.
for making it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we got more videos on the way to record
Definitely.
with the first one.
And I mean, we have a lot of faith in the sequel and Night Squad 2 because,
Of course.
you know, from what you guys have done with the little bit that you had, to I just have a lot of faith in the sequel. And
You guys know what you're doing.
yeah,
Yeah, you guys definitely know how to make
Thanks,
fun
and thank you, and I think the difference between Night Squad 1 and Night Squad 2 really shows how we grew as a studio, and learned a lot, because that was we made one game before Night Squad, and it's completely different, and it's very silly. I'd say that our first real game as a studio was Night Squad, so coming back to that is really fun. So try to see what we've done and try to put all of our new knowledge in there on development, but also on the marketing side. There's a lot of things we did wrong. Now we're trying to do it right.
All right.
Yeah, once again, man, I wish you luck, and I
Thank
know
you
you don't
very
need
much.
it, 'cause it's gonna be. I'm sure it's gonna be. An awesome
we
game.
always always
No, it's gonna be.
launching a video game needs a bit of luck.
it's
Well,
gonna
you can come
be-
back and talk about it when it comes out.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. And if you invite
Of
me
course,
back,
I know, you're invited back.
You're
Yeah.
invited.
No,
You're
Definitely
definitely
invited back.
You are always welcome, man.
And when you're talking about part 2, you can mention part 3, but change up the name to Night Squad Squid Eye 3.
yeah,
That's what it is, man. I'm
think that's
talking
what
into
it is.
reality, man. It's gonna happen.
Or you could just call it Level 857 Squad. Just,
Hey, I like
Oh,
that
wait,
too. I like
what
that
the
too. You know.
So,
I'll take that to the team.
As long as you discuss it, that's
I
all
don't
you
know
gotta
if they'll be
He's like, oh shit, I gotta go.
the Skype.
do. Before that, can you tell everybody where to find you?
Yeah, absolutely. Find me personally. You can find me on Twitter, Laurent Mercure. That's just my name. I don't even have a cool gamer tag on there. Or if you want to find the studio on Twitter, again, it's Chainsaw Games. You can also find us on Facebook if you like Facebook. I have a lot of fans of Facebook. Facebook.com/Chainsawesome. And also, if you like playing games with others and you're more of a PC gamer, you might know Discord. We have a Discord community that we love and cherish. It's discord.gg/Chainsawesome. And this is where we talk with our fans every day, and we share updates on Night Squad 2.
All right.
And also, if you want just general information on Night Squad 2, there's nightsquad2.com.
There you go.
nice.
Dope.
Okay, nice.
All right.
Looking forward to that demo. And
Yep,
thanks
me
again
too.
for dropping by. And
Yeah,
talking
thanks
to
for your
us,
time, man.
We
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
No
much.
problem.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure, and thanks again for playing our game and enjoying it. It's always fun to see, and it warms our
You'll
heart.
see more yelling in the future.
Yes, there'll be a
Nice.
lot more.
Yell and have fun, guys.
Always.
All right, my friend. Thank you
good,
so
brother.
much again.
Thank you, Laurent.
That's right, y'all. Night
That's
squid on.
right.
Yo, I'm telling you, I'm gonna talk that into reality, man. If they can get the announcer just to say squid odd, I will lose it, man.
I know you will.
I
Night
will
squid.
lose it.
Oh, dude.
Nice one.
We're still waiting for the king hat.
The king hat from.
Listen, I'm
Still
gonna make
waiting
that.
for
That's
that.
gonna be a shirt,
I
man.
think it's gonna happen. You
Listen,
should get a
that's gonna
shirt.
be a hat. I don't know how much it's gonna be if I make it.
That's gonna be too pricey.
Yeah,
That's gonna be too pricey.
It's
You
gonna
gotta
be a
make your
shirt,
own.
a king hat shirt.
No, get a Burger King
Yeah.
fucking crown and
We
put
gotta-
King's hat on.
We
it.
gotta follow up with
I
with
can't
Zach.
make a hat a shirt, man. Doesn't make any sense.
Of course you can.
We'll be the first.
We gotta follow up with Zach on that.
Yeah, we gotta holler him. Maybe there's a
yeah.
Bomb Fest 2 coming out. Who knows?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
who
don't know.
knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
gotta
see
see
what's
if we can
going
get him
on.
back on this show.
With that, yeah, man.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anybody out there in the chat? What's good? What's going on? Any questions?
What up, yo?
What you drinking? What's good?
What you drinking? What
What's
you
up?
thinking?
Holla holla.
We hope y'all
How-
enjoyed our little conversation.
So, we're talking about that Valhalla. Valhalla.
Valhalla.
Dude, no, you need to make that guy's face.
And we'll have.
No, dude,
I
I-
got it. I got it.
You had the hood on.
I already,
Holla, holla.
I already envisioned it when it was done. I was like, all right,
That should go viral in 2
I got it.
seconds.
I already got it.
Holla.
You gotta voice over it.
Yes.
You gotta voice it over.
Yes, yeah.
Holla,
Valhalla.
Oh my god.
This is gonna be great for the
God
audio.
damn, look at that.
Oh yeah, exactly. Great video.
Oh man.
We need help.
Oh boy. But anyway,
We are unwell.
I guess that's it, huh?
That's it, y'all.
Yeah.
We are
That's
good
it.
to
hungry.
go.
That's it. All right. Well, you guys know what to do if you haven't done so already.
What's that?
Hit that subscribe button.
Booyah!
Yeah.
Pow! Just do it.
Nah, just press it. With the click. Just click your mouse.
Pew pew pew.
It'll change your life. Just hit that button.
change your life.
No, but yeah, subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. Hit that like button if you like what you saw, or the thumbs down if you're like, whatever. It's okay.
It's okay.
As long as you're
It's all
engaging,
love, baby.
as long as you're engaging, it's all good, man.
Let us
Just
know what we can improve.
Let us know what you think in the comments. As always, follow us on all our social media because we always do a lot of stuff like giveaways and stuff like that, man.
I have a feeling we're gonna do one next week. I have a
Just
feeling in
show
my
us-
gut.
Yeah.
In my gut.
Just show us some love, man. And
Might be something.
we're gonna return the
something.
favor, man. We might give you a shout out. Who knows? Who knows what
Might
we'll
give
do.
you a hug and a kiss.
We might do it.
What?
But if you
I
want to
don't know
listen
about
to
all
this podcast, you can do this
Virus.
on all the streaming services. I don't know why you said that.
No hugging and kissing.
You can
right now.
listen to the podcast on all the streaming services from Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, all that good stuff.
Damn right.
But if you want to watch, I almost said listen again. If you want to watch the podcast live on YouTube, you can do this every single Wednesday because we're live, y'all. Every Wednesday,
You damn right.
7:30 p.m. Eastern time, except for today.
Yeah.
It's the exception.
Special time.
But you know how you figure that out is when you subscribe to all our or follow us on all our social media
Yeah.
for all those updates.
We tweet that stuff out, yo.
Yeah, like bang bang.
That's right.
Yeah.
Black out, black out.
We tell you when we gonna be on.
More fire,
So
more
make
fire.
sure you do that.
Most of the time it's 7:30. though.
7:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Eastern, y'all.
Most of the time.
7:30
Eastern time.
PM Eastern time.
If we change it, we'll let you know.
East.
We should make a song out of that. 7:30 p.m. Eastern
standard
time.
time.
7:30.
Nah, not
Let me
that
start-
song. Not that song.
Nah, you gotta make that song.
Not that song either.
No.
7:30
Nah.
p.m. Eastern time. But anyway, until next week, y'all. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you guys. We appreciate
y'all.
you.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.